She belongs to the street.
Y'all remember old girl crying, saying she got hit with a brick cause she ain't give a man her number, and black men ain't do shit. That started off a week-long debate about if we protect our queens. Whole time shawty was lying, she injected herself with saline, and this is how you know it was a lie. She did the same thing, 2020, she monetized y'all sympathy and came with 50 bands on GoFundMe. What kind of brick don't leave a bruise? That ain't a hit, that's cosmetic jelly. You know that hematoma gon' hurt, she poking at it like a pregnant belly. Lying ass, men ain't shit implying ass. Girl, you sound like Jada Kiss when you be crying ass. Making videos, slapping men, shaking booty. They can't protect you if they can't correct you, all unruly. You make it worse for the real victims. Stop this narrative that these black men don't protect their women. That lie done got y'all head twisted. Your black men have been dead with you. Don't let this woman lie to you. The real men fight for their sisters, you po-ass hoe.
And don't forget, she's in the medical field, so she has access to saline. Anyway, let's finish reading. She claimed it was a botched beauty treatment. That's definitely our med tech, not the hospital. She must have filmed that little clip while waiting on the nurse after asking her to put on the gown. Go to her.
Homeboy mad, but hold on. The other one, listen. We gotta at least chop up a little bit of the video from Pink Book Lessons podcast. I'm gonna share that one too, because that one goes a little bit deeper into it. I probably won't play all of it because there's a lot of it, but this
PBL go deep.
Go deep. She goes a little bit deeper on it, so I want to kind of pause.
So yeah, the Somali Carly Russell was not about to get any attention from me on my holiday week. The woman in question came out with this fake stage video here, doing all this huffing and gasping.
Basically, I would have given her my number. And all y'all just watch.
Y'all see that? Acting like somebody did her something when no one touched her at all. She literally already had her face like that, wore a mask, and then took it off right before filming this video. And later on, we'll get into the account from the nurse who claimed that she put that stuff in her own face and had it drained at a clinic. But she snatched the mask off and then ran over in front of some guys, acting like somebody did something to her. Immediately, the men who are supposed to be Somali men are just standing around like, what do you want me to do? That's because she ran from across the street, putting on this whole victim show. It was unbelievable, but unbelievably, all these people believed her.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
All she had to do was say a black man did it, and the other black men just stood there and wouldn't help her.
What? And they don't give a yeah, this man hit me, grabbed a rock, and it hit me in my face because I would have given him my number. And all y'all just watch. Y'all see that?
I mean, she knew exactly what to say, how to say it, and how to act in order to get the black misandrous, feminists, and simps activated on social media. They all fell for this whole storyline.
Y'all are stupid.
She just started yelling and screaming and pointing at a black man, and that's all it took. And like a bunch of sheep, they fell right for it. Didn't matter if her condition didn't support what she was saying. Like, who would get a brick to the face that hard and not crack anything, still conscious and doing all that talking, speech not impacted at all, nothing. None of it mattered though. They just saw her face looking like Martin getting out of the ring with Tommy the Hitman. Why they believed it? Well, the same reason why they believed Carly Russell's lying behind. Because we're supposed to believe all women no matter if it doesn't make any sense. If she said it, then we're not supposed to question it, use any common sense or logic. Just get emotional like a bunch of 2-year-olds, and that's it. You know, stuff like I saw a baby on 459 in a diaper on a pitch black interstate.
Hi, I am on Interstate 459, and there is a kid just walking by themselves.
Yeah, lies like that. They're acting like she was at the hospital for the brick.
I'm so afraid, like, why do people want to hurt me so bad?
And it was the feminist-led misandrous media puppets who went out there to spread her lies, spread her narrative. Millions of people saw that on the Shade Room. She was talked about on the Breakfast Club, and she immediately got support. If that wasn't enough, you had all these videos coming out of her promoting that black women should go sleep with black women are protectors and not black men, literally setting up black women to be without protection, while she also ran around saying the same black women are jealous of trans women, talking about black women got their bodies from the trans, but Somali women had natural BBL type bodies without the surgery. More videos came out of her putting hands on men, jumping in men's faces, talking crazy, being ratchet. You had old friends coming out saying that she was always acting like this and used to go around spitting on people. But she was telling y'all that she was some nice, wholesome woman who never did anything to anybody.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody.
And the Oscar goes to...
And just as soon as she fooled all these idiots, she pulled out the GoFundMe. She got all these black female suckers and these black male simps to give her $35,000 in just one day. Everybody was throwing money at her left and right, and now she's been able to scam over $42,000 while she's laughing at all the fools who believed her. It didn't take long to come out that this wasn't her first time pulling off this same scam.
You grew up and they mad because you trying to be somebody. They mad because you trying to be somebody. I'm trying to be a doctor and they mad. Look what they did to me. Look what they did to me for no reason. They gonna beat me up. I'm 30 years old. They gonna beat me up. Grown ass try to beat me up. Grown ass try to beat me up for no reason. Look at me. I'm not a bad person. Y'all know that. Y'all know I'm a good person. And they try to do this to me.
Very similar.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, why does she always say, look at me, take the phone back and show off her profile as if that's supposed to inspire some level of, oh yeah, why would somebody do that to her? Like why? Because you said because it does?
It does, yeah.
Yeah. You know
She
what?
got that big old booty on, hey. She got a big old booty on. I'm just saying. She got a big old booty.
Chef saying because she built nice, dude's gonna fall for it. And you know what? You got a point. You got a point.
Niggas will lay across a landmine.
You got a good point.
She built nice now. If she wasn't crazy, hey, I might talk to her.
And even in that situation, she got thousands from GoFundMe. That was 3 years ago in 2020.
Does a lot for views, likes, and GoFundMes. Go look at her GoFundMe history. Go look at her viral history. She does whatever she can to get viral. And the internet is believing that she did sustain real injuries somehow, but she used that to make money and to gain fame through viral videos. And she knew it would work if she blamed black men. And look what happened. Black women lost their mind. They just start bashing black men all across the world because we're trying to hold her accountable like we did Carly Russell. The facts is, this was a hoax for viral views and the $32,000 that she's already raised on her GoFundMe, which she's done before.
Shout out to this brother on TikTok. I'll leave the link below for you to see the rest. The woman totally lied. You even had a nurse who claimed that she put that solution in her face to get it to swell up and went to their clinic to get it drained out.
You know who contacted me? The nurse. The nurse from the alleged hospital was not a hospital. It was a clinic. And this is what she had to say. Yes, she came in to get the saline extracted from the side of her face, which means she never got hit with a brick. She injected saline into her face to create the lump. That's why she wore the ski mask, so y'all wouldn't see the lump that she created. And don't forget, she's in the medical field, so she has access to saline. Anyway, let's finish reading. She claimed it was a botched beauty treatment. That's definitely our med check, not the hospital. She must have filmed that little clip while waiting on the nurse after asking her to put on the gown. And y'all fell for this. Y'all fell for this. This is the nurse from the clinic. but I couldn't. She gave me other receipts, but I can't show you those receipts. She wanted to prove to me that this was fake, and she begged me not to show you all those receipts because it could get her fired. So we are not going to give you those receipts. But I'm here to tell you that woman's lying for money. Go to her Instagram. You'll see the other video when she did the same in 2020.
And no, I don't feel sorry for none of y'all who believed her. Instead of throwing money at this apparent liar, you should have used that money for therapy because obviously you have some deep-rooted issues that you haven't worked out yet. This is why when you see any so-called black female victim, you immediately want to gravitate towards her for some, quote, justice. No matter if she's not making any sense and can't provide you with any proof to substantiate her claims, you just believe her because believing her satisfies the little victim within you. Maybe you've gone through something at some point and could have been a real victim.
So I got a question. We've all heard this part pretty much. I don't know who still believes her. I mean, if you out there, you watching this and you still believe her, you know, God be with you. You know what I'm saying? By all means, believe what you're gonna believe.
Not God be with you.
Yeah, something, man. Like for real. Like, I mean, we
also with you.
You know what I'm saying? And then we remember the Carly Russell situation. I remember the Carly Russell situation, and when that went left, when people first started saying something doesn't seem right, people were jumping on people for that. Y'all be quick to say that something can't happen. Like, people were jumping on people for that. Same thing with this situation. The moment people start saying, I don't believe it, something looks up, something looks suspect, people started jumping on people for that. My thoughts are, man, I'm wondering if y'all think, like, how is this going to impact actual victims? When somebody actually has something going on.
A whole lot.
So
go ahead, Jamil.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Either one.
All right. So I think the way it's going to impact real people, not real people, but people who deal with this for real, is it's going to be a whole lot more skepticism. It's going to be a whole lot less empathy.
Yep.
So it's going to, instead of being met with empathy, it's going to be met with skepticism. And it's going to be hard to get past the skepticism because, you know, I'm pretty sure people who believed it, they feel like they were bamboozled, which they weren't. Yeah. And especially people who donated to their GoFundMe. They probably owe Mario right now. They got a damn right off where their heart used to be.
And they out there calling their bank.
Yeah. So it's really unfortunate. And if anybody still is defending her, they are extremely stupid. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna coddle their feelings. If you still believe that, you're dumb. Something wrong with you mentally. So it's messed up, man. It's just as bad as a woman lying about being raped.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
From my perspective, to give a real simple analogy, we all see people that pretend to be homeless on a bad situation begging for money. And for a long time, we assumed that everybody that was begging for money on the street was genuinely in dire need because they're on the street asking for money. For a long time, nobody had any questions about it to think otherwise about them being in need or nothing like that. However, somebody wisened up and saw that a lot of these people be faking it with regards to asking for money on the street. They going back to their damn cars after they take your money and you fuck around and got bills to pay and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? I believe the effect will be the exact same way. It's going to be a betrayal of public trust in that specific situation. The same way them people that pretended to be homeless or pretended to be in need with money, and now everybody be like, nah, I ain't giving them no money. You fuck around, have a Benz around the corner. You see what I'm saying? I think the exact same thing is going to take place. That's my perspective. It's going to do real harm to real victims.
Yeah. The whole crying wolf thing at this point is going to lead to it. Well, it already has, because this is how people become so suspicious. It has desensitized people from real problems. so that it's not met with let me check it out and see what's going on. It's met with automatic nah. Because I know
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people who don't donate to people on the side of the road. And if I'm in a car with somebody who do it, I'm judging them like, how stupid are you? That this is this person's job at this point. And I'm pretty sure I've seen that person in the mall walking around with some J's on before.
But bottom line is, man. Oh, go ahead, Chef. Go ahead, finish.
Boy, come on. Sorry, my kid talking to me. So it's one of those things where just like people are starting to become desensitized to seeing violence or murders and things on social media and people being shared and all of that, it's going to happen the same way. And the downside of it is the person who's going to be harmed the most in that will probably be Black women.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only did Black women come to that woman's rescue about it, and it was guilty until proven innocent to Black men, now that it's come out to be a hoax, there's a lot of Black men who really ain't gonna care now.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate, but the world we live in makes it real easy for scammers, and then it also makes it easy for people to be stupid. So they get scammed easier, and then they become desensitized easier. It's all downhill from here.
Man, this may become the straw that broke the camel back, because there were men, including myself, who I believed it at first.
Yeah, when it was first shared to me, before I even got to look at it good, I was like, oh man, this is sad. Somebody sent it to my inbox for us to do on the show, and not even too long after that, information started flooding. Like, oh man, she full of shit. Go ahead, Frank. I ain't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you good. Because and I believe that Carly Russell chick too.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna just sit back and watch. I ain't gonna say nothing either way.
Everybody
Here's the
is
problem.
gonna want to wait till all the facts come out before they
It ain't even that,
get up in
G.
arms.
Let's think about this shit in the macro. And forgive me if I'm putting my philosophies out. Nobody believes the same thing. Everybody don't believe the same shit I believe. But I'm from the standpoint that women are a protected class. If you doing this shit and you're causing the ones that's supposed to protect you to now be apprehensive about even getting involved in the first fucking place, when most of these niggas was already apprehensive to begin with because they either losing their life or getting the shit beat out of them. You understand what I'm saying? This is only going to make matters worse. Who's then going to protect our fucking women? Who's going to do it?
You're right.
Like she said in her video, women are the protectors and they protect, so she needs to protect herself. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but if y'all look in that video where she doing all that ranting, talking about look all these men out here, there was a couple of women in the background too. I always want to know, this woman said she believed women were the protectors. Why didn't she get on that woman's ass for not protecting her? Because she don't really believe that shit. And like somebody like Jessica said on the post that I made, we women just be talking shit. You know what I'm saying? We just but it's getting to a point where you got somebody like this woman actually taking advantage of the public's empathy and sympathy, and it turns out that you full of shit. Like Jamel said, man, it's gonna flip the other way around hard to where everybody's just gonna look at it, look in that direction. They're gonna wave their hand like, another joke. You ain't finna get me this time. You got me last time. You ain't finna get me again.
Bro, it's so much bigger than this, bro. It's so much big. I think one of the biggest issues in Black communities, bro, is we can't see past our fucking noses. We don't think about the fact that when you throw a rock in still water, it's going to make waves that will eventually still be ripples continually until eventually the fucking water sits still again. You understand what I'm saying? In situations like this, bro, like really think about it. Really think about it. Entire civilizations, and we had this conversation long ago, entire civilizations are built off of the need of our loved ones. The niggas work to provide and take care of their loved ones because women are protected class, women and children. That's just how it goes. You see what I'm saying? What happens to civilizations when they lose that entire premise? It fucking falls. Every great civilization that's ever experienced this shit has fallen, quite literally. Quite literally.
Yep. The moment your women are no longer protected class and you start letting them fend for themselves, is going left. Is really going left, man. I would like to, take a brief moment to shout out all the women that don't partake in this bullshit. Those that do hold women like this accountable. Those that would not cry wolf. You know what I'm saying? Those that do conduct themselves in a manner in which, you know what I'm saying, we would say absolutely stand up for the sister. There's plenty of those out there for us to still ride for. It's just unfortunate that the news, when news breaks, you need people to galvanize, because then the public, those that are going to commit heinous crimes, see that, oh man, these people ain't playing. But when news breaks, or when somebody goes viral and you find out they played in your face, those same people that used to galvanize, they ain't got that energy no more. They ain't got it's people don't understand. It's like being a parent and you got a child that's always screaming and yelling, and then after a minute you like, oh, he just screaming and yelling, he just hollering, ain't nothing wrong with him. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and you have to teach that kid, like, yo, don't make all that noise, because I'm gonna stop responding to it. It's like, remember back in the day, if somebody paid you 911 and you pull over the car and you jump out in the rain and you pick up the phone, I'm just trying to see where you at. You just paid me 911. Like, stop playing games. Like, next time, I'm just gonna look at it and say they playing games. And for those of you that think this is not real and think that, oh well, y'all should get over that because this is just one person, it just doesn't work like that. It never has and never will work like that. People don't like their emotions being played upon for the benefit to drive narrative or to line somebody's pockets. She did both. She drove a narrative and to line somebody's pockets. And if women ever want to prove that women aren't protected, all y'all gotta do is you'll do a Google search and use statistics. That is y'all argument right there. Doing this kind of dumb shit does not help.
And
Go ahead.
So this what I want to find out or need an answer to. What this whole dialogue they are championing now, as far as I seen one video, this white woman talking about statistically women are shown to protect other people more than men, and it coincides with what the Ethiopian, the line helper was talking about too, talking about women are protectors and the providers of everything. So
the context is different.
Like, I'm trying to figure, like what are we supposed to do with this information? You know what I'm saying? Like, for one, and this guy went and looked at the research that the statistics came from, and he was like, they surveyed college students on a college campus. So you're using data from essentially kids that were interviewed. So you're not even getting the data from full adult males that would more than, you know what I'm saying, they would possibly say, and there have been some men that say, yes, I would put myself in danger to protect someone I don't know. Yeah, it's niggas out there that's like that. But to push this narrative that women are these innate protectors and they do a better job at protecting than men, what do you want us to do with that? Because I'm gonna just applaud you and say, okay, go ahead, have at it. If you want the shoes to go on the other foot, wear these shoes. Wear them.
Bro, that's the thing though. That's the thing though, G. And I ain't even trying to put on no aluminum for a hat or nothing, my nigga. Like, I'm really not. Like, I'm not trying to go too deep on this, but I genuinely feel like that's the outcome these motherfuckers want. They want our women and children to just be susceptible to whatever the fuck comes their way. Because if so, bro, there's a book out. I want to say it was a book. It was either a book or a paper that was written as What to Do with the Nigga. I think that was what it was called. When I remember the name of it, I'm gonna figure this shit out, bro. They ain't know what the fuck to do with niggas after niggas got free. They had no fucking clue what to do with niggas because when niggas was existing for servitude, we was serving them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Picking cotton, do whatever the fuck that is they wanted us to do. You track what I'm saying? But when niggas got free, they ain't know what the fuck to do with niggas. They just really were perplexed. You see what I'm saying? They couldn't kill them because it presented an issue of inhumanity. You understand what I'm saying? It was just he ran down a fucking list of things they couldn't fucking do and they just did not know. When I found out the name of this book, bro, I'm gonna let you know. It is my personal opinion. I genuinely believe, and this is just me going off history, bro. Every time a fucking nation was taken over, they took the women and children and brought those women and children into the fold of what the fuck it is they were trying to create because all the men were now either dead or incarcerated some fucking where. You understand what I'm saying? That civilization was erased. That nation of people were erased. That's literally what happened.
You got to think about it from when you go back and think about it like that. Like the number one thing about raiding a village way back then was
take the women and children.
If you could get the women and children, you got the village. Because if the men were going to allow the women and children to be taken, they didn't care about the village.
Yeah, because that's literally what, bro.
Because either they physically aren't present or they just don't care. In either case,
or they're weak, or they're fucking weak. They can't fight back anyway. You see what I'm saying? Or they can't fight back anyway. That's what I'm saying. It literally marks the end of an entire nation of people. That's literally what that means, bro. That's what that means. If your women and children could just be taken, bro, that's what they would have the women in chains in a line, nigga, dragging them to the next fucking place where they just came from. Your shit was sacked. All the niggas is dead, bodies piling up.
Yep, and they get to reproduce with the women and get to do away with the children and do what they see fit with them. Like it's bottom line what Jamel is saying. This is not something to play with. Like this is something that we got to stop playing with it. You know what I'm saying? This divisiveness to the point where men are wanting to say, all right, forget it. Y'all got it. And women are saying, see, we told y'all we got it. And then it's going to turn around. You're going to realize at a certain point, no, you don't got it. And then try to, I mean, again, I like to have a positive outlook too, because again, there are plenty the sisters that are being protected and are worthy of protection, unfortunately, aren't the ones we hear from the most. Always remember that. Always remember that. Please remember that. It's like the husbands, hard workers, business owners, taxpayers. The fringe of society is always the loudest. It's sad, but it's true, man. It's true. You'll hear about the messiest, worst, degrading, down low, the scurvy. You'll hear about all that. But the people doing what they should be doing, the way they should be doing it, we don't hear. We don't know. They doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope what I hope is that these little fringe situations don't get women to detach more and men to detach more, and then have, like you said, this will have a ripple effect one way or another.
It will, and I'll explain why it will. The next generation learns from social media.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
seeing, oh my God, exactly.
So it's coming. It may not come during our generation.
Exactly.
It's coming.
Exactly. And that's my point. That's exactly my point. We may not be hearing from the women that's doing what it is they supposed to do right now, but I guarantee you the effects of this shit is still rippling for generations to come, because the people that see this, the ones that's doing what they're supposed to do, ain't even on social media that heavy any fucking way. You understand what I'm saying? Or if they are on social media, they're using the shit strictly for what they're using it for and getting the fuck off. They're not being affected by this shit. You see what I'm saying? The constant bombarding of images and fucking messages, they're not being affected by it. They're not. The ones that are on this shit all the time is that one child sitting in the living room that their mother gave their tablet to because she's too busy making dinner or doing something in her fucking house. So she's trying to get the kid to just sit down and be quiet.
Yep.
She needs to make them sit down and watch the best conversation. If look, moms, all y'all, if y'all ain't got nothing to do, hey man, go to the YouTube channel, put on the best conversation. Is hours and hours of grown folks talking this talk. When we get a little ridiculous, we get out of pocket with the language, you know what I'm saying? But hey, them little young bucks, they gonna learn something if you let us talk to them. I'm just saying.
It's a wholesome show.
Wholesome. Anyway,
Full of family values.
but hold on. See what we ain't finna do. Well, now what we not finna do is we not finna just get the ladies. We got a fella. So check this out, man. I came across why DJ Academics went at Erykah Badu the way he did. I don't know if y'all know. I don't know if y'all saw this, but I saw it. And I was like, yo, I'm not saying it's justified. I don't feel it's justified, but man, I can I see why he was hurt. I'm gonna play two parts. I'm gonna play the short version of why he's hurt, and then I'm gonna play the long version of why he's hurt. When you see the long version of why he's hurt, bro, listen, this was I'm just gonna play it and y'all see it for y'all.
You remind me. And it's Thomas because there's a character on there who said Thomas all the time. She would stand in a chair. She said, Thomas! And you know who you look like? You look like Jerry, the mouse from Tom and Jerry.
Hold up.
I
know it was
That's not where I thought that was going.
Now I'm gonna play the long version of that. I'm gonna play a long version.
Bro, she was on that nigga head for that whole podcast episode.
Hold on, yeah. I'm gonna go back to it. But Jamel, when I watched this, like I kind of felt something. I don't never feel sorry for this dude, and I still don't. But when I watched this pod, bro, this was set up so well to clown this dude. He did not see it coming. It's like you know, back in the day, Sam, when we used to see somebody and be like, oh, Buddy Fresh, ain't he? Buddy Fresh, ain't he? You gassing him. And maybe he don't know he being clown, but he being clown, bro. This was that on a level that I don't have this kind of talent. Watch what I'm showing you. Watch
I never fuck with Erykah Badu after she came on my show and she was trying to be funny. Bitch, I don't fuck with you after that. Nigga, what's up now? What we finna do? Bitch, you an old asshole just keep getting fucked by all these young niggas who's popping. What we finna do? I ain't fuck with none of y'all niggas.
From back in the day.
I learned today that something I said 5 years ago, and just when we all laughed, actually triggered someone's really deep-rooted trauma. They kept it bottled up for a while, and it hurt them so bad. Had them out in these streets acting real pussy.
All right, so that was his reaction. Hold on, I got one more part. So hold on, let me find it, man. I thought I uploaded it, but the other part, the actual pod was like it was a master class on how to set somebody up for a classic roast. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it real quick, man. I thought I uploaded it. Hold on. Why still?
That nigga is not gonna win this.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can find
Realistically, bro, he can't win it. Like Erykah Badu's fan base is so solid. Like she has fans of both in the teens and in their 50s. There's no fucking way that he's gonna be able to win this shit. Like it's impossible. It's impossible.
No, and she's an artist, man. Y'all, people don't understand when somebody is an artist on a creative level like that. You can't creatively you can't spar with them. Their brains are automatically on go time to the point where there's no competition. Like only thing you can do is get angry and have little rants and this, that, and third. Golly, man, it's hard for me to pull this damn video. Son of a bitch. Hold on, y'all got to give me a second. I'm gonna pull it. But yeah, there's no way.
And then the way that he went about it, the way that he began his get back, like you can't come at her like she one of those little strippers that you have on your show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
that was on Fresh and Fit and shit,
right? Like she's not a teeny bopper. So, and then
because none of that's gonna work.
No, none of it. It will have absolutely no effect.
Hold on one second. I got. There we go. Damn it! I thought I uploaded this one. My bad for being unprepared. But no, there's no competing with that. Like this is a situation where you got to take the L. You got to sit back, and there it is. I found it. There we go. So here we go. So here's the whole video of what happened on that podcast. And again, I felt this.
You look very
just
familiar.
a little bit. I don't feel bad for him, but I felt this.
Have we met before?
I don't think so.
Wait, have you met some incarnation of him?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm going to think about it throughout the time.
What vibes are you getting from me right now?
I don't know. It's the name Thomas. Thomas keeps coming to me. Damn, you look familiar.
I do? In a good way or a bad way?
I really hope we figure out this video.
It's something nostalgic, like my childhood or something. It's
Thomas
like
character?
my stomach inside is like tickling so much and turning over. You know, like a tickling feeling.
Oh, wow. This gotta be good. Help propel a new
Say
wave.
propel one more time.
Propel.
One more time.
Propel.
One more time.
Propel? Am I fucking up?
Are you getting closer to figuring out who he is?
She's listening to you.
No, I'm looking at your mouth. Say propel.
Thomas.
It makes me want to eat cereal, whatever I'm feeling about you. Cereal and
What kind of cereal?
any cereal that we had in the 70s.
So basically,
I keep hearing that in my mind when I think of you.
so whoever you were in the life before now, you were still.
You need her to figure it out. That melody's connected with me. I don't know what it is.
It's come back. Listen, I got it.
You got it?
He thinks she's flirting with him.
You're not going to believe it. It's so simple.
Oh,
it's
wow.
really simple.
Joe, get
You
out.
remind me, and it's Thomas because there's a character on there who said Thomas all the time. She would stand in a chair. She said, Thomas! And you know who you look like? You look like Jerry, the mouse from Tom and Jerry.
Hold up.
I
know
That's not where I thought that was going.
That was
even that video. The thing is, even that video was edited down because it was through the entire podcast.
I found it. I had to find this one that was shorter, bro. The setup. He was feeling good. Did you look at his face?
Yo, he lit up. He really had him gassed.
Yeah,
like he thought she was complimenting him.
I look very familiar.
Yeah, because like he was in his like he was like, oh shit, like you know what I'm saying. He was leaning in. He smiled. He was blushing. You know what I'm saying? He was like, oh shit, like who do I remind you of? And then she tricked. She said, I got this feeling in my stomach. And she said it in that voice that gets you all excited. You're like, what you talking, girl? In your stomach, girl? What you talking about? And he was like, she's like, it's just your face. It's something. And then she's talking, and then she knew what she was gonna say 5 minutes down the road, 10 minutes down the road. She knew what she was getting to. But the whole time it was this setup, and he was feeling good. And then it was like Jerry from Tom and Jerry. And then you could see his heart drop. People started laughing. And so my question to y'all is, yo, like, bro. I don't know anybody like I don't know if y'all have ever been clowned like that in any capacity, but man, I know in that moment I don't know how I would have felt. I would have felt set up. Maybe I think I would have laughed it off, but I don't know, man. Like
Nah,
he's in his feelings about that.
see what the problem is with that. Oh, hold on.
Go ahead, Chef.
For this. That man is so hard up for attention that she had him that fast. Come on.
You said what now?
That man's so hard up for attention that she gassed him up that and hurt his feelings that quick. Let's be real.
And that was 5 years ago.
And he's still hurt.
He's still hurt.
The situation is though, I don't know if y'all know this type of nigga. I don't know if y'all ever came across this type of nigga like what Academic is. He's the type of nigga that's been clowned his entire fucking life. Like literally. You see what I'm saying? And now he has some kind of reputation about him. You see what I'm saying? And he's feeling himself. He's feeling himself. What she did in that moment was remind him like, yo, bro, even though you in this position, you still a clown. You see what I'm saying?
And you still gonna get clowned. And you still gonna get clowned.
He is.
So that's why that shit stung so much. You track what I'm saying? He wouldn't be able to roll with the that nigga. You ever seen the movie Ratatouille? You remember when the nigga ate that Ratatouille at the end and flashed back to his childhood? Right after she hit that nigga with that Jerry, he was that little kid in the back of the class getting laughed at and crying.
Man, listen. So hold on. I want to get Frank. Frank ain't got no sympathy for this kind of stuff. He don't care. Like the environment he was raised in is why he's like this. Trust me. He ain't got no sympathy or empathy from nobody who get hurt from jokes. So, but I'm saying, did you see the whole setup? That was so crafty.
She was trying to spare his feelings, but he kept asking, so he asked for it.
No, I don't think I don't think I think she was having fun with it. It's like the rope-a-dope game. I got you. Oh, look at you. You think it's this. Because you got to understand listen to, I can tell you now, just listen to Erykah Badu talk. I've sat across from women that talk smooth and know how to and it's been real game. I've never sat across from a woman that she had me leaning in and it's been like, whoop, nope, it ain't that. You know, listen,
that's what I'm
telling
saying.
you.
She was really trying to spare his feelings at first.
Nah, she really wasn't. I promise she wasn't.
No, I don't think she was. I think the whole time she was gonna get that joke. She was gonna get the dun dun at the end. It was never a moment where she wasn't.
She was patiently waiting to hit that nigga with that Tyson uppercut.
Yeah, like she was she was like na 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 bow. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, because I as a man, because at first I didn't know, and when I was like, damn, she feeling Act. That's what I thought when I'm like, damn, is she flirting with Act?
Wait, you really didn't know that song when she started doing it, bro?
I never saw that video.
Yeah, as soon as she did the song, I was like, nigga, is that Tom and Jerry?
See, that's what I'm saying. I didn't even catch that. I've
always thought that dude looked like somebody, but I couldn't place it. But Erykah got me. That's who I was thinking.
And you know what? See, that was his free moment right there. If he would have picked up on the song, he'd have been like, get the fuck out of here. And they would have laughed it off and he'd have been good. Yeah. But he didn't get that. And he kept leaning in for more. And then, listen, when she said, but I feel it in my stomach, you know, I got this feeling in I thought it was butterflies. I'm
gonna be real with you, G. I'm gonna be real with you. I would have fell for that shit too because it's Erykah Badu, bro.
Yes, bro. Listen. I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna play it again. I just want to show Chef how. Look, watch this. From the beginning. Watch this.
Think so.
Wait, have you met some incarnation of him?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna think about it throughout the.
What vibes are you getting from me right now?
I don't know.
I can't stand
It's
that boy.
the name Thomas. Thomas keeps coming to me. Damn, you look familiar.
I do. In a good way or a bad?
Yo, you see the way she said? You heard the way she said?
Something nostalgic, like my
Thank you.
childhood.
Thank you. Damn, you look familiar. Damn, you look familiar. That's like. Damn, you looking good.
Exactly.
Ring, but it said familiar. I'm telling you, Chef. This would get any man. I don't care.
I get it. I understand why it would get men
or something.
but
It's
I
like
also
my stomach
understand why he
inside.
still
It's
heard
like
about it 5
tickling.
years later.
Oh yeah. Oh, I understand. So here's my question. Is he justified to be a little hurt?
No, not this long. Get over it.
The reason why, and talking about his hurt, the reason why he hurt is because Act got good pussy, bro.
Oh my God, this nigga here.
He got good pussy, bro. I'm sorry. I hate to say it's the truth.
Cereal down.
He got good pussy, bro. That's what it is. So first off, let me just put this out there. I've never liked this nigga. And I don't like this nigga in real life.
Oh, I don't.
I'm not even talking about just on this podcast. I don't like this nigga in real life. Let's put that out there. Let's put that out there. You know what I'm saying? He has some of the best pussy I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And I'm saying this shit to you right now, man to man. I don't think I ever had a woman that got pussy better than Act do.
Good Lord, bro. I'm gonna take this, chop it up, and I'm gonna act and see what happens. Cause goddamn, like
no, please do, please add this nigga. I want that.
Well, they gonna find that nigga in his bathtub.
It's like,
hey man,
I've just never seen a man who strives to be seen so hard that he lives in this own world that I'm somehow credible, but just because he got some followers, but everybody still know this dude is lying. Like, you ain't even glow up. You just glowing.
No, and he blew up. See, if you look back 5 years ago, he was like 20 pounds thinner.
Bro, this nigga, first and foremost, the nigga ain't never DJ a good party. Let's start there. Because I don't know if y'all old enough to remember this nigga was DJ Academic. You know what I'm saying? Before he became Big Act, whatever the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying?
Big Act now.
This nigga was allegedly DJ Academic. Ain't never DJ a good fucking party. You see what I'm saying? He kept his nose in business he never fucking belonged in. You try gonna say, actually, his career really started blowing up when he was doing commentary on gangster shit in different hoods around the country. Quite literally.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? The niggas, I don't know what the fuck anybody saw in this nigga. I don't know what the fuck anybody even thinks is cool about dude. He's a clown that just won't shut the fuck up.
He really is. And it's so apparent.
But that's how he did blow up, man. He blew up just like everybody did around or before or somewhere around the pandemic, going into hoods. With hood beef. Oh, y'all dudes in Chicago beefing with these dudes, or y'all dudes over here beefing with these dudes. Why y'all beefing with these dudes? What y'all gonna do about them? If y'all saw them, what would y'all do about them? The moment I saw that mess, I tuned out. I dialed out. The next time I actually saw him, years later, was on Fresh and Fit, and then a couple of times since then on little highlights or reels where he's just being belligerent and being disrespectful or individuals, or whatever the case may be. So I've never had any respect for what he presented. And by default, I can't respect you. You know what I'm saying? Because
he's
I've never seen
this dude who just like jump on the next wave. And it's like, dude, just, ugh.
Yeah, it's real bad.
No, that's the perfect word for it. Ugh. That's perfect.
Yeah. Man, the fact that he would berate so many women and just go at their throat and have the nerve to think that Erykah Badu, of all women, was really into him.
It was 5 years ago before he started going at women, I guess. I don't know.
Man, could be. Timeline could be off, but at the same time,
you should have knew better.
Man, it's just the classic, lane, being duped by the captain of the cheerleading squad.
Oh man,
that's what it looked like.
That's all bad.
That's a real good analogy.
It looked like they was in the high school hallway, standing by the lockers. He asked her to the prom or the school dance.
Oh man!
and she played with him and led him on like he really had a chance. And when the crowd got big enough,
pulled his pants down and showed that his dick was little.
Oh man! Oh man!
Poor
Y'all
guy.
do why y'all cold? Why, bro? Why are y'all this cold? Who am I on the live? Who am I on the stream with today? God, y'all
this
listen,
nigga,
bro.
he had the white drawers on with his socks pulled over his knees.
You know? Yeah.
Wow.
And he had long socks on, pulled down like ankles and folded under his feet.
He had a little chub in his pants, so it was poking something. He had a little pitch tent, and she was like, they were like, ew.
I'm just gonna sit here and let y'all get it out.
But that's bullying. Aren't we against bullying? That's bullying.
We grown.
Man, fuck that. I love bullying. We need to bring that shit back, honestly. We need to call the week.
Shit.
We need to call the week.
Oh my God. Y'all
Sink or swim, man. Survival of the fittest.
Okay, so I only consider it bullying if the person isn't like engaging, but considering he puts himself into these positions and then he like invites this kind of thing, it's responding.
Yeah, because let me tell you this. If that was somebody, I tend to believe that if they would have been on that platform and this was somebody she had at least a degree of respect for, she wouldn't play with them like that. Or she wouldn't have drug it on like that. She probably would have made it light and funny in another kind of way, as opposed to the setup that it was. That setup, that gotcha moment was, I want to play with this person. I want this. Like, give me this moment. Because sometimes, man, it's like when you sit back and you watch somebody, because I've done this before. You sit back and you watch somebody and they getting their rocks off by being a bully. And you know that you
can back.
Clown them worse. So you waiting for your opportunity for this person to slip up and get in your presence or say something sideways to you so you can kill them. I've done it before. I've been sitting there waiting. I'm like, boy, I want him to say something to me. Please bring that joke over here. Please. The
nigga always
say something. I'm like, yes, you is mine today, boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna just you know what I'm saying? I had somebody on Facebook go left on me one time and I got him. But anyway, it's I think she felt a way about him as an individual already. So for her to snatch the rug up under him like that was probably a moment where she was like, yeah, I got your ass. And then she come back later, and then years later when he make that little rant and she says, she's still so smooth about it. I just sat there and said something in jest and we was all laughing and you can see his little pussy. It's just, bro, you stop arguing. Don't go back and forth with that, because you're not capable. You're not capable. It's like, I would recommend people you don't want to get into a verbal spar with a lyricist, artist, or somebody like that, because their mind is quicker than yours, or comedian, because they're too trained to go off the cuff and the duck and swat and say slick shit. Come on, bro, you set up. So I think his beef, I don't know if it's justified, but I understand the initial pain. The long-term respects, I don't know. I think if it was me, I would hope that if it was me in the long term.
That's what I'm saying, though. He's the type of nigga. He'd go to an extreme in order to feel like he won. Does that make sense? Yeah, he just had to go to the extreme because he took that L in a minor way. To him, that shit is major. You track what I'm saying? Like, and nobody let him up. Like, yeah, bro, yeah, that shit was whack. Your response was whack, or whatever the case may be. Ain't no different than a roasting session with somebody that's a good roaster versus somebody that's a bad roaster. The person that can't roast end up wanting to swing. You see what I'm saying? Because they can't take that shit. That's him.
Because nigga want to cut. He want to swing because he know he can't beat him verbally.
Yeah.
So he's frustrated because he knows that.
It was the exact same thing on that Fresh and Fit episode. The exact same thing. He was sitting there talking about that woman. He said something slick about her having a deep voice, and she just flipped it on him. She just started clowning him back, and she was just like, "What? Like I forget what she said, but she just started clowning him back." And everybody was like, whoa. And then he just sat there with a stone face. And then he started being disrespectful at that moment. Then he started calling her a
Yeah, he
bitch.
had
Then he
to.
started talking about her
Big
boyfriend
act.
and how broke he
Big
was
act.
and how broke they was and all this
A
other
big
stuff. And
act. A big act.
it was like, bro, he had been trolling this woman. He had been trolling this woman for the whole Fresh and Fit
The
segment.
entire episode, bro. That shit is
And then
almost
she
2 hours
finally,
long.
yeah. And eventually, when she called him left, it was like, whoa! Everybody started laughing at him, and he just sitting there with the long face, like, oh, and then he can only get disrespectful at that moment. Yeah. Y'all did it. So yeah, fellas, those of you that can't take a little joke in from the men or women, come on, we gotta do better. And we gonna stick with the theme.
Being polarizing. We do know women tend to take it a little far. You know what I'm saying? You be like, baby, your fart stinks. She said, your mama dead. You see what I'm saying? And now I'm hurt. You just said you talk.
That's not taking it too far so much as it's here's the ammunition I have. Which one? I don't have a lot of ammunition, but so I need to get one thing that I can just knock all this shit over with and be done. So let me go back.
You could be eating your shorty right the fuck up. You could be eating her ass up, boy, and everybody laughing. And then she hit you with that motherfucker. And that's why your granddaddy got killed by your grandmama. Her ass got raped by your uncle. You're like, God damn. Like,
he gonna get us canceled with that whole sentence right there. Like, God damn, boy, it's over with. Man. All right, so we're gonna stick with the fellas just a little bit, man. I ain't trying to get on the fellas, but we're gonna stick with them just a moment. Sheffy made a post. Sheffy made a post, and we don't have a video, but I want us to kind of marinate on this just a little bit. She said, sometimes I want to trick off on something tall, dark, and handsome, but then y'all open y'all mouth and say some stupid stuff. Never mind, sir. And I tend to believe that there are a lot of men that we've talked about how women say something dumb and we're like, oh, never mind. How often do we as men talk our way out of some buzzy? You know what I'm saying? So, Chef, you lead the way. You speak on it, and fellas, we gotta own this one because I mean it's happened. I don't know if we've all done it, but I'm pretty sure we probably have and didn't know it. Go ahead, Chef.
So the thing that usually ends up being the turnoff is kind of the delivery. Like if a woman expresses interest, and I guess it's and part of this is because enough women don't do it. So a lot of men don't even know how to act. So if a woman expresses interest and says, hey, kind of like you, I'd love to take you out, blah 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 blah. Then dudes start being greasy, saying, "Oh, so we gonna smash afterwards," and I like your lips. Can I put my and now you sending dick pics? Never mind, sir. Never mind. Forget it. You doing too much. If a woman asks you out and says, I want to take you out, it's all on me, and we going to the place with a $250 steak, Frank. If it's like that, you know what? Hey, thank you, for the offer. I love to, or I wouldn't, or no, I decline. Whatever. Be humble about it. But when you like get greasy and you get so excited, where now you just be turned into a whole creep. Never mind, sir. I'll keep my money. I'll take myself for a $250 steak. And pay my own light bill because you almost got a bill paid, but then you just opened your mouth and it's just stand there and look pretty.
Stand there and look pretty. I as a man can say I'm pretty sure if I haven't talked my way out of something, I've definitely shown my way out of something. And by that I mean I purposely would not, when I would meet a woman, a new woman, especially in this social media age, I didn't want them having access to my social media immediately. Because I've calmed down a lot. And some of the stuff I would joke about, say, post, so on and so forth, I knew anybody with just a degree of, I don't know, I'm kind of questioning. All they had to do is look at my Facebook from 2017, 18, 19, up into 20. If they saw that, I'm not dealing with this dude.
Yeah, you was off the chain, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And so but I've never been that way in person. But I wouldn't know if I talked my way out of something because I just wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. But I know men do. We get excited, like you just said. You know, when you put it out there like that, dude is probably thinking, "Well, shoot, if she's trying to take me out, she must be trying to see about something extra." And then he get excited.
I mean, we are, but still,
but you ain't. You know, there you go. It's like he decided he was gonna put some razzle dazzle on it. He was gonna put some stank on it to get you really like, ooh, yeah. He thought he needed to spice it up. All he had to do was sit there and be pretty.
It was already seasoned, but then it got heavy handed. You know what? You know when
he put too much of that Tony Satchery's on it.
It's like, hey man, like when you taste it, you like, damn, it's straight. I'm a little bit more. I'm gonna get a little bit. No, man,
leave your mama on it. He already had Tony Satchery.
You know what it is? It's like, look, no, here's a good analogy too. When you already got a buzz, you feeling good, and your brain tells you one more drink.
Man.
And you're like, you know what? And that's the drink that you wake up in the morning remembering, I shouldn't have took that last drink. You know what I'm saying?
Top it off.
You know what? Let me say this. See, I've had some I don't know if I've had that moment. Maybe not as an adult. I probably had that moment, now that I think about it, as a young, more so in my adolescence. I'll never forget. I won't say the name. Frank, you know her.
Inbox me.
There was an opportunity. Matter of fact, I had a few, but I was just talking too much. I was excited. I was just, while she trying to lay there and touch, I'm still talking, trying to feel her out, trying to see if that's really what it is, and I'm still talking. And time is going by, and her parents, she ain't gonna be able to have company in a little while. So if I keep talking, my opportunity gonna slip by. But I'm thinking I'm laying a base. I'm thinking I'm spitting some game. I'm thinking I'm doing. No, nigga, you doing too much. Shut up. Go ahead and get these draws off me, so we can go ahead and do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So as a young man, I know I had those moments where I just totally jazzed it up and ruined an opportunity. And then you don't get those moments back. A lot of times women will not give you that moment back because now you've made it awkward. Frank
it's grown men out here doing this though, like our age. And it's like, sir, your daddy ain't teach you no decorum. And if you ain't got no daddy, you ain't got no uncles, you ain't got no friends.
We talked about that, man. There's a lot of men that did not go through the gauntlet of failing as a young man. So if I took those failures as a young man, I don't carry those failures into adulthood because I took that L. You know what I'm saying? It's like I learned a long time ago that if I was going to do something, I needed to be the person driving the car. Because this dude right here showed me, this dude, I'm pointing right at the screen, this dude right here, he showed me, if I ain't getting none, ain't nobody getting none. Ain't nobody getting none. So he did it to me one, two, man, it's been more than one. If I wasn't getting none, ain't nobody getting none. So he'd be like, I'm busy in the back. His ain't going the way it's supposed to. He's like, hey man, I'm ready. Hey man, you ready to go? I'm like, no. Well, hey man, I gotta go to work in the morning. It's like, what do you mean? Hey man,
Frank throwing salt on everybody.
And he would and he sit there with a face riding the whole way back. And then he said, we ain't supposed to be sitting like that no way. So you ought to be glad. You ought to be glad.
Well, you know how many times I saved you from hellfire?
No, dude, no. Listen, you probably did save me from a couple of situations that wouldn't have been good for me later on in life. Absolutely, you did. But I'm just saying, I learned from those eras that as an adult, let me make sure I pay my own way, I drive my own way, and I don't say too much in the moments because I don't want to ruin it. So, Chef, I'm saying that to say that I think a lot of men don't get those experience as younger guys for whatever reason. For maybe they don't got male peers, maybe they're too busy getting an education. Maybe they're in the books. Maybe they're athletes that are too busy being athletes. They don't got the social thing. You know, they talk about
because
professional
athletes always get it. So they may not be social, but
they're missing. They're socially a little bit inept because they've been so busy. So they still get it. You know what I'm saying? So they might, but you miss something when you don't go through this trial by fire as an adolescent. Is what I'm kind of saying.
We don't hunt for it.
You don't hunt, and you ain't failed. You gotta fail. Like you got
but
to
that's
fail.
the thing. But you don't have to because she's coming to you.
But I'm saying as a young guy, you gotta fail as a young guy so you know what not to do. Because it don't change, man. This stuff does not change from 16 to 56. If the moment is the moment, you gotta learn how to. I'll be there. Listen, woman say, "Hey, I want to take you out. I want to do this, that, and the third." I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." I'm like, "Well, all right. Well, just let me know what time I need to be there." And if all right, I'll see you there. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You got me feeling good over here. I'm gonna be there, and that's it.
Pretty much.
That's it. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm gonna do my Wheaties. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do a few push-ups. You gotta do some push-ups because you gotta get your pump. You gotta get your pump. You know, I'm gonna do a few curls.
That's right.
Do squats. Yeah, you do my squats. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make sure my blood up. All right, cool. I'm gonna eat a little light. I'm pregame a little bit. Take a couple shots before I hit the dose. So I'm already leaning a little bit when she tell me to, and then I'm there and I'm like, hey, shit, what's good? You know what I'm saying? Put that brute on, that brute. You know what I'm saying? That damn brute. Woo, granddaddy. Yeah, I'm in there, girl.
But the thing that boggles my mind because it's like, okay, if the woman is approaching you and she is treating you. This is a woman who is probably used to treating her man and used to treating men in general because she actually enjoys making them feel good. So you ain't got to try so hard. 90% of the work is done.
So that's another thing, Chef. A lot of dudes aren't. You've seen how many groups have we been in where dudes ask, do women pay for dates? And how many of y'all women are like, duh, I love to spoil my man. And how many dudes are like, duh, if you that guy, and there's a whole bunch of dudes like, I don't believe they exist. This has never happened.
Poor guy.
So it's really a lack of experience.
Man,
go ahead, Frank. You jump out there. You give your take on it. I talk a lot. You go ahead.
A nigga don't know how to navigate what's unfamiliar with him. I mean, what's unfamiliar to him. So to be honest, let's be honest. It's unusual for the average woman to treat a man if he's not her husband. So a lot of these men are not used to a woman that would treat them. So they don't know how to navigate those waters. And some might even be skeptical or paranoid, like what you know what I'm saying? Like it's like too good to be true.
Yeah.
I love it. Y'all be so excited when a woman asks y'all out, and
you know what? Let me. I had a friend of mine. She said, "Manuel, I've never had a one night stand." I'm like, "Why do you want a one night stand?" She said, "I don't know." She's like, "I just want just the experience." I said, "Well," and she's a good looking woman. She got all her shit together, had her own place. I said, "Well, look." I said, "Don't go to your spot." She had a particular spot she used to go to in Atlanta. I said, "Don't do it at your spot." I said, "But go to a place that you know is jumping, that you don't go too often. If they dancing, pick out a guy, enjoy the moment. If y'all having drinks, if you feeling the vibe, and just invite them back to your place." She's like, "Is it that simple?" I'm like, it can be." I said, "It can be that simple." And so she said, "I'm gonna try it." I said, "All right." She said, but be careful, you know what I'm saying? Like, let somebody know you going home, take all the requisite. Now she got a gun in her purse and a gun in the, so she ain't worried about that. She good. Plus, he going back to her place. So she said, "All right, I'm gonna do it." She went to do it. She said, we were driving down I-20 We got to make it all the way back to, I think they had to make it back to Panola. She said this dude jumped off on Gresham or jumped off on Glenwood or somewhere. He jumped off and said, you know what? I'm not really feeling it tonight, but here's my number. Blah, like, oh no, I'm not really feeling it tonight, but let's have dinner tomorrow. Blah blah blah. She wasn't interested in nothing beyond that moment. She asked me. She said, "What happened?" I said, "There you go." I said, "It's too good." I'm like, because we as men aren't used to that. So, being that he didn't initiate it, you're not coming back to his place. He's a dog that's not in his own yard. What if something goes left? What if he follows you back to your place? And I'm like, he's probably just thinking, yeah. I'm like, because I wouldn't have done that either. I said I would have been like, hey, can we go back to my place or can we go get a spot? But you know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's what it was. I'm like, it wasn't you. Trust me, it wasn't you. It was just the moment, and it's unfamiliar territory, like Frank said.
So, I Chef, wish better for y'all. I really do.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of women. It's a lot of us women out here that will trick a little bit for real. We pay bills too.
She said trick a little bit for real. She said trick a little bit. Yeah, trick a little bit. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's just dating ineptitude is what what me and Juan Rich call it. Juan Rich, if y'all ever seen some of his posts, I shared some of his stuff. Dating and mating ineptitude is what he always talks about. And a lot of these podcasts that are out nowadays with a lot of dudes talking, they're talking from a space where they lack actual experience and they lack successful experience as well as bouncing back from failure.
Yeah.
And I think as a man, you got to bounce back from failure a few times to really get your feet up under you out here in this dating and relationship game.
Yeah. Can't be scared of it either.
No.
And can't be discouraged by it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
a steak and some wings.
Huh?
They just gonna miss themselves a good steak and some wings. And some other things.
Unbelievable. You just dumb. Just dumb. Just dumb.
I think niggas need to, for one, calm down. Stop trying to make sense of it and just go with it. And
that show what y'all be telling women to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you have to. So like you gotta feel the situation out and just go with the flow. It's like don't fight against the current. Just flow with it.
Just go with the flow.
It'll be much easier. Yeah. So I think what a lot of dudes their issue is too is that they want to be they want to feel in control. They want to feel it's something that they achieve, and it's something that they've earned, and it's an ego thing. So when you run into a woman that has flipped the role on you, they be like, hold up.
I thought Usher said we was trading places though. Like, what's happening?
No, because a lot of men can't just see it as pure admiration and appreciation for you being what she wants either in that moment or for herself long term. I'm telling you, like man, there's a lot of men, I ain't trying to get too deep, that have not experienced just genuine care and love from women in general. So it's so foreign to be doted on and complimented and everything else. I'm not talking about trying to be humble because you feel a little bashful or shy in the moment. I'm talking about totally being so removed from it to where you don't know how to react to it when it's presented to you. You know, there's men whose mothers, grandmothers, and loved one did not tell them that they were special. See, your grandmama, your mama, and the women in your family were supposed to tell you you're special, you're great, you somebody, you this, that, and the third. Your daddy is the one that was supposed to sit you down and say, hey, boy, hey, hey, don't get ahead of yourself now. You got to earn it. You got to do it. So the women built you, and the men kind of leveled you off, and you go out into the world with a sense of self-worth, but at the same time, a level of humility about you. So you know how to appreciate a woman saying, damn, you look good today. And I just want to tell you that. And they keep it moving. And then you also feel a level of respect and appreciation when an old head tell you, hey man, pull your pants up, young man. You looking good out here. Don't embarrass yourself out here. Come on now. You had to have experienced those both from a young age. And so men, there's a lot of men who just never experience any sort of just love and no capacity from women. They don't know what the hell to do with that. They lost.
Right.
Oh, poor
children. Confused out here, Chef. So you might have to, what you gonna have to do, Chef, before you roll up on them like that, you're gonna have to scope them just a little bit. Just scope them a little bit to see if he can handle that. You know what I'm saying? He can handle that energy, because he just might not be able. You know what I'm saying?
I've done that and they still couldn't. Like, I remember this one time I asked a guy on a date. And I said, it's our first time out, so we'll go somewhere low fidelity. Let's go to Zaxby's. No big deal. And when he came in, I was like, order your food. And he looking at me like, what you talking about? I said, just order your food. I'm in line paying. Oh, you ain't about to embarrass me paying for me. What? Excuse me? It's Zaxby's, sir. Calm down.
No, what the hell?
I mean, your meal gonna be like $8 because this is back when Zaxby's was cheap. So I'm like, calm down. He's like, you ain't finna embarrass me paying for the meal. I'll pay for it. I invited you out. No, I'm the man. Okay, sir. All right. Okay. And I knew then, we could never date because it's just not that serious for me.
Well, that was the first time. That was the first time y'all went out, and we are conditioned to believe that we are the initiators.
Right.
And if with you with him being in that situation with you, it made him feel him standing there more so, metaphorically behind you. You know what I mean?
Like
exactly. So in his mind, he's thinking these niggas looking at me like I'm sorry as hell. I can't even buy Zaxby's for. She got to buy it for us. So doing something like that, you really got to do it with somebody that you're familiar with, and that person got to be familiar with you.
Me and him kind of grew up together a little bit.
Man, don't make it. Y'all ain't never been in that setting.
That's fair. I don't know. I guess for me, it's like the type of woman I am. I'm a very giving woman, and when I'm being giving, that's giving of everything I have. So if I'm dating somebody and I feel like I want to do something nice for that guy, I'm gonna do it. And I'm like, check your ego, because it's not about me trying to be in control so much as for me, it's showing that I value enough to give you all of me. And that includes my money. Even if I ain't got it. I've paid for a plane ticket or two. I done paid for some gas. I would tell my daughter, I said, the reason why I always ask the guy out on the first date and I pay? And she's like, why? I said, because I never had to pay again.
I was just going to speak to a situation about that. Man, I remember a woman I met, and it was our first date, and she had me meet her. I'll never forget. She was out, and she was like, hey, I'm gonna be at this particular spot. If you could meet me there by about, it was for happy hour. And I pull up, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm not. She only had a drink at the time, and I was like, she's like, you gonna eat something? She was like, because I'm gonna order. And I was like, yeah, sure, hell yeah, of course, I'm hungry. So I order, she orders, food comes, we drink, 2 hours go by. She asked for the check. And so I was like, oh yeah, let me get mine too. She said, no, I got it. And before I could even object, she had already made it known to the server, the bartender, because we was at the bar, when they came out with the check to just give it to her directly, like she's like, I'm paying. She had already set up to pay for 2. And I appreciated it. You know, I didn't make a scene. I didn't act a fool. I was like, you know what? I appreciate that. Again, from then forward, the only way she could have paid for something was if she surprised me with it.
Yep.
That's the only way. That's the only way to catch me now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Jedi mind tricks.
yeah. You surprised me with it, and I'm like, man, I got, it's not a competition thing. It's just that, man, you want to reciprocate that level of appreciation. You just do. Yeah. Any man would. Any man should. But yeah.
Let me trick off for you one good time, and then you got me for the rest of our relationship.
Yeah. You look at the setup. Look at the setup. Look at the setup.
Diabolical.
Let me trick off you on this little $40, this little hamburger, and them 2 beers right there. Look at him. He good. Look at him feeling good.
Hey, yeah. I buy you a whole bottle of yak and a 20-piece wings. What we doing?
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. You can have whatever me. You like.
You see the post, the responses to the post when somebody was like, "I've never wanted to do that." I'm like, man, you do that, he gonna start building sheds and changing.
Yeah. Unless he a bum, and you can easily weed out bums by doing stuff like that. Yep. You can easily weed out the bums. Everything after that, what you need, what you want. You know what I'm saying? He trying to make up.
You can just start bringing you stuff without you asking.
Right, girl, boy, I ain't want that. He bought a whole squirrel. I seen this squirrel on the side of the road and figured if I come in here and butcher it real quick,
your tire a little ball. You need to take it to the store.
I was going through the neighborhood. And I loaded this lumber on the back of my truck. I noticed you don't got nothing in your house that look the same color, but if you need anything fixed, you know what I'm saying? He done got caught shoplifting out of the Home Depot. I saw these tiles for your roof. I just figured, everything on the back of his truck for that woman. Just bringing stuff. Man. I guarantee you won't hear no smoke detector beep around there. That boy, hey, nope. Batteries? I got batteries.
He gonna get in that work.
Yeah,
and it don't take much. I was like, they be so appreciative.
Yeah,
you trick on a little bit, get a little short set, a little pedicure.
That nigga be end up mopping the floor like Mr. Clean.
All right, so speaking of that, this is gonna segue into perfectly. This segues perfectly. What's the protocol when it comes to keeping gifts from an ex as it pertains to the next relationship? So I got this video. It's only a minute long. I'm pretty sure y'all probably seen it.
Ex bought me these Uggs. Like, I don't have to say that. Like, I need Uggs for the wintertime. I'm not giving that back.
So like, maybe I can't afford to buy you red bottoms and Fendi and Gucci and Louis and Dior. I can't afford to do it, right? But he did all of that in the past, and every time we go out, you're wearing his stuff. It's a slap in the face to the guy that you're currently with.
To get your money up, it should be motivation. First of all, you got a bitch who's with you, who had that type of guy, and now she's with you. You should be like, damn, I gotta step my game up.
I'm talking about principles here. The principle is that you are wearing memorabilia of your last relationship.
So you gonna tell me to return my shoes if you can't afford them?
I mean,
bitch, I can't afford them either, but I got them. So why the fuck am I gonna get them back?
If you can't get yourself something, then you really shouldn't be carrying baggage from your last relationship. If you want to say, I could get my own pair of red bottoms, fuck these red bottoms.
I worked for that. I was fucking that man when he bought me that.
That was worth
it.
So
like, I don't have to say that. I need Uggs for the wintertime. I'm not giving that back.
So like, maybe I can't afford to buy you red bottoms and Fendi and Gucci and Louis and Dior. I can't afford to do it, right? But he did all of that in the past, and every time we go out, you're wearing his stuff. It's a slap in the face to the guy that.
Now look,
Frank ain't the most light skinned thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. Frank, speak to that real quick. Is that a thing? Do you care what the hell she got on and where it came from in any capacity when using the dating and relationship? Like, real talk.
Man, my wife had like 2 pairs of shoes that her ex-husband had bought her years ago. It's like a makeup gift. She still has them. They're just in the closet. She didn't wear them that I can think of. A time that I can remember, she didn't wear them. But she told me where they were from, and I was just like, all right. I think it does depend on the item. If it's like a ring or something that was significant at one point, then you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think it's really trivial. You know what I'm saying? It's not that big. It's not a hill that you want to die on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like just some stuff you run into, it may make you uncomfortable, but it should still be small enough to where you can acknowledge the fact that, hey, I'm uncomfortable with it, but you know what? I'm tripping. Ain't even that, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even let that, ruin the night, or I ain't gonna talk myself out of some drama because she got on the coat that the ex-boyfriend bought her.
Right.
Like it don't mean anything. And it ain't like she wearing it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I can see if she had a damn a football jersey that nigga had from JV, and she still
wearing his Letterman jacket.
his hoodies.
Right. Wearing his big old shirts to bed.
Yeah. Like,
I would never. So here's my thing. How would you know if she didn't tell you? Now, if you told me, oh, if I compliment you on what you got, oh man, those are nice. So that's nice. And then you're dumb enough to come out your mouth, oh, my ex bought this. Okay, look, I'm not gonna ever say nothing about it, but I'm finna treat you. You have been put in the anything other than the wife category because you're too stupid to not know when to withhold information. I will say this again. If you are dumb enough to tell me that something I might have complimented you on comes from an ex, I'm going to put you in the other than wife category because you are too stupid not to know when to shut up. That's just stupid. So how
would say nigga did good, didn't
he? How would I know? So I'm not going to assume because a woman doesn't make a lot of money that okay, she don't make a lot of money and she has a regular job and she has on some red bottoms, so some dude must have bought them. I'm not enough into fashion to even pay attention that much to even care. So there's literally nothing. Like I don't care if it's a car. If you work at Wendy's, but I see you drive a Tesla, I don't know. I'm gonna assume I'm not gonna ask you where you got it from. I'm not gonna ask you how. Things will reveal themselves if they need to anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think it's very trivial to worry about where a gift came from or where something came from and who might have bought it. I don't care. I genuinely don't. But for him to be like, it's like a slap in the face, man, I probably ain't gonna know. Now, if you tell me, then maybe it's like a slap in the face.
But the thing that makes it even stupider is how is it a slap in the face? Like you acting like I didn't have a past before you. And if you're expecting me to get rid of my life before you came, then I'm coming in here with nothing but a bra and drawers on, and you got to fund the rest. But if you ain't willing to fund the rest, shut up. It don't matter where I got stuff from. It don't matter who bought it for me. It's mine. Now, I was praying on like an engagement ring or some extremely sentimental item. But some shoes, some clothes, if you don't get out my face.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, again, a ring on the finger, a certain ring, it depends on what finger that's on. I mean, if it ain't on the ring finger, I'm not questioning where no jewelry came from. Nope. I would never know. I wouldn't care if I would never know. I would never question. I would know. I'm gonna go ahead and play the rest of it. It's not that much more. It's only a couple more seconds. It's halfway through.
To get your money up, it should be motivation. First of all, you got a bitch who's with you, who had that type of guy, and now she's with you. You should be like, damn, I gotta step my game up.
I'm talking about principles.
Now she's just as stupid as him. Because if you think what some other nigga did is gonna motivate me to do something, again, you finna go in another category. You the bust down. You are the bust down for the year. That is what you will be. You were not wife material whatsoever. That's just stupid. Like, where do these young chicks get this stuff from? Which one of y'all old women told? No, these old women have told them that. Sheffy, is that what y'all teaching these young girls?
No, they learning from each other on social media, baby.
Oh, okay. I wonder who's schooling them on this.
Ain't
you
nobody
see that and be like, I gotta step my game up.
Man, ain't no. Okay, so when I met my wife, she was driving a Benz. Well, before we started dating, and I was going through her pictures when we like first initially met on Facebook. I was going through her pictures, like, damn, no, she was sitting in the Benz, and I was in the midst of a situation, due to the circumstances of losing my late wife and giving up everything I had. I was in a messed up situation. So I was looking at it like, damn, I need to do something of any type of significance to make my situation look better than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my thought. I ain't finna go into a whole other story about what I did to accomplish that, but that was just my initial thoughts. So I wasn't thinking like I need to outdo the last nigga, but I was thinking in order for me to be taken seriously, I need to be better than I need to appear to be better than where I am, because I wasn't comfortable with myself. He had anything to do with that nigga.
Right.
So for this dumb bird to sit here and say that we should look at it like, oh, I need to catch up with this nigga, or I need to be able to, if he got her a Benz, I need to get her a Maybach. Dumb as hell. I mean, ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah, hearing these young people have this conversation, bro, it just, I'm gonna play the rest of it. Like I'm gonna probably stop it a couple more times because they just go back and forth and say some dumb shit after dumb shit. It's like I don't know. It's like watching I can't use the word, but two people whose brains are deficient, watching two of them argue back and forth.
The principle is that you are wearing memorabilia of your last relationship.
So you gonna tell me to return my shoes if you can't afford them?
I mean,
bitch, I can't afford them either, but I got them, so why the fuck am I gonna get them back?
If you can't get yourself something, then you really shouldn't be carrying baggage from your last relationship. If you want to say, I could get my own pair of red bottoms, fuck these red bottoms.
But I worked for that. I was fucking that man when he bought me that shit. Now that's mine.
And now she just sounds like a hoe. Like that doesn't, come on, man. Find something else to say. I earned that. I was fucking, come on, man. Like, I'd be so disappointed in my child, my daughter, our daughters for even using that verbiage.
I come across their head.
Huh?
I come across their head.
But you ain't gonna be there. How you gonna come across the head? She gonna be on the video on social media. You gonna fly out to where she is and dive on her?
She have to see me eventually on Christmas. On Christmas morning.
He ain't gonna forget.
No, she gonna take that lump for saying something as dumb as that.
Quite ridiculous, bro. Like, that whole exchange sounded quite ridiculous, and I've never thought about having anything from an ex or my wife having anything from an ex or anything. I wouldn't know. I don't care. You got some shit from.
I mean, it goes into these guys these days are so caught up in their egos that they would sit there and actually ask, who got you there? And it's like, because a lot of times I don't know many women that do volunteer that information, but I know plenty of men that'll ask.
You know, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. Damn, I've never because I've never asked, and I wouldn't. I mean, that's a good point. And I've never had a woman volunteer me something like that ever.
Not at all. I mean, even like I think back, I remember when my ex-husband and I finally bought our first mattress together. And I said, because it was his bed, and I said, "Oh, finally, I don't have to sleep on all your bodies."
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know,
he was like,
right. I get like, yeah.
Like, that has bothered you? And I was like, yeah, but what's the point in saying anything?
Until we do something, until there's something done about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so
I
know other people that have been on this bed.
Yeah. Good point.
But I ain't gonna bring it up.
Yeah. And he better not mention it. Girl, you know you the last woman ever gonna sleep on their mattress. Come on, bro. Talk about talking your way. Talk about talking your way out of something. You know what? You ain't getting nothing for the next night. You ain't getting nothing for the next 9 nights. I tell you what. Damn, man.
Yeah, we already know an ex done. Like, we go into y'all house and we see the house decorated.
We know who done bought something. We know a woman done bought this.
If you got anything in there other than a milk crate and an air mattress, we know somebody.
We know somebody that contributed to this. You either bought it from that marriage, or somebody that recommended. Look at this plate set. Where you get this plate set from?
Exactly. You ain't nobody shows you how to shop at no TJ Maxx.
Hey.
So I got it from Ross.
Hey, man.
What's her name?
Look,
she took you there, didn't she? And just told you to get your card.
I done had this old mug and the few sets to this for a long time now. I feel like the woman from Titanic. It's been X amount of years. I done had this a long time now. It's just here. I literally ain't thinking about where it came from until just now. I don't care. It's just usable. Yeah. It's just something I use, man. Yeah.
But
yeah, man.
I would like to add that I'm a guy who doesn't mind decorating, and some of the themes in our house is from my creative.
You're an artist, though. That's different.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
My go.
You know about color balance and all that kind of stuff. But you're a regular dude that don't even eat vegetables at 40 years old. You don't know nothing about that.
Got gout.
And then got silver caps in their mouth.
Wow.
All right. So again, we gonna stay on the men for a good little minute. We're gonna stay on the men for a good minute. I got another one for the fellas. I want to know, man. What level of restraint is this that we're about to witness? What level of restraint is this?
License and registrations, please. Wow. Sir, in this car, can you please step out of the vehicle onto the left? Hey, partner, I've got this one. Both of you, please, just on the left side. Can you please face the vehicle and put your hands where I can see them? You too, ma'am. Have you been drinking tonight, sir?
No, sir.
Can I please get you to come over here? And can you please stand and go in a straight line and put one foot in front of the other? Ah, yes. How long have you known this woman for, sir?
About a couple weeks now. Yeah.
Okay. That's my wife, sir.
Did everything for you?
That is my wife.
Really? Wow, I had no idea. I don't know what to say.
Is it not playing?
I'm at a loss for words.
No.
Can you please stand back near your vehicle, sir?
It's playing on your
playing for me.
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
I can't believe it either.
So I'm going to need you to go back in your vehicle and you can leave.
I'm the only one that's not playing for?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You can leave before I get angry.
Grab this.
Let me go out and come back in.
Fine.
I just want to say before I go, we are both victims of her games.
No worries, mate. It's not your fault. You're not the married woman who made Tinder. No worries, mate. How could you do this to me?
Get the gas a little bit.
Wasted 7 years on this. You know what? Wait, you can call your mum and she can come pick you up wherever the hell we are. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I'll be alright, boys.
Can you see it now, Frank?
Have you been drinking tonight, sir? No, sir. Can I please get you to come over here? Okay, please stand and go in a straight line and put one foot in front of the other. Ah, yes. How long have you known this woman for, sir?
About a couple of weeks now. Yeah.
Okay, okay. That's my wife, sir.
That's your wife?
That is my wife.
Really? Well, I had no idea. I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words.
Can you please stand back near your vehicle, sir? I can't believe this.
I can't believe it either.
So I'm going to need you to go back in your vehicle and you can leave.
You want me to go?
Yes, sir. You can leave before I get angry.
Grab her stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just want to say before I go, we are both victims of her games.
No worries, mate. It's not your fault. You're not the married woman who made Tinder. No worries, mate. How could you do this to me?
he did speed off a little bit.
Wasted 7 years on this. You know what? Wait, you can call your mum and she can come pick you up wherever the hell we are. Yeah, I'm dead serious. I'll be alright, boys.
I'm starting with Brother Frank here. You the cop. You pull over a car. Your old lady in the passenger seat. Whatever level of restraint that cop just had, would you have it?
I think she might have accidentally got tased.
You saying you would have been like, turn that camera off real quick. I think that's a decent response, but go ahead.
Man, that was Herculean amount of restraint. I'm not sure I possess that type of restraint. I've never been in that position before. So I don't know how exactly I would handle it, but I definitely wouldn't have been that restrained. Dude has, I think this sound like they may have been in England.
Yeah.
Whatever training,
somewhere in the United Kingdom.
Whatever training they get over there for law enforcement, they need to bring it over here. Because for him to maintain his composure like that, man, because me and you done talked about it before, and the thing that would piss me off the most is the amount of years I wasted. And knowing I can't get that back. So on the strength of that fact, yeah, sure, we got tased.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, that is better than listen. I actually commend you for just tasing. I actually commend you on just tasing because, bro, I mean, I can't imagine how. I don't know what I would do. I know I wouldn't enact violence. I know I wouldn't do that. I don't know I don't know if I'd be that calm on the surface. I wouldn't be that calm on the surface. I wouldn't physically do anything, but I would not be that calm on the surface. But I think about what a lot of men would do. What a lot of men would do in that position, man. And listen, the level of restraint that cop had in that moment, like you said, Herculean. It is definitely something other than the norm because he didn't even raise his voice. He just left her on the side of the road. He didn't even she wasn't respectful to the marriage, and he didn't even stoop to her level of disrespect. That's a level I don't know if I'm there. I don't know what kind of monk he might be or have set up under, or what level of Holy Spirit intervention he's up under. I don't know what it is, but it's another level. What would you be expecting if you was the woman sitting in that passenger side of that car there, Chef? What would you be expecting?
So first off, this is a hard question for me because I don't cheat.
But let's just say you just play with us.
I know.
Or what if you were on the other side of that? What if you were the cop? Your husband has given you his, you believe he's faithful. So forget, you ain't got to be the cheater. You could be the woman that's pulling over. What do you do?
I would be like the cop.
Really?
And yeah, reason being, and this is, this ain't always been me. I had to learn how to get here. The moment I allow somebody else to transform who I am as a person gives them all the power. So if I'm in a compromising situation where I'm purposely being triggered because I think that's what that is, even though they didn't purposely mean to get caught, they purposely meant to cheat. It's gonna be like, oh, so this is what we're doing? Okay. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you at home.
Boy, ain't nobody coming home. Ain't nobody coming home. No.
You know why?
See, that's the best reaction right there. I see you at the crib. You crazy as shit. I'm leaving all that shit in the house. Bro, you got in trouble. And listen, if I got in trouble, I'd rather the cops pick me up and take me to jail. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't going home. Bro, I think about situations where dudes were arrested for trying to trick off. And then, like, imagine a guy, he's arrested for trying to trick off. And then he calls his wife from jail. And what you in jail for? And you pull up and you find out, he was trying to solicit a prostitute. As a man, you'd rather stay in jail. I'd rather sit, bro. I told y'all the story. I was justified to be dating and whatever. And my ex had to come get me. And she had my phone. And when I called her to say, hey, come get me out of jail, tell these hoes in your phone to come get you. Click. Man, and when she came to get me, the whole time I'm sitting there like a third grader that just got let out of timeout. I'm just sitting there like, oh my gosh, she's gonna. I'm like, can you stop by and get something to eat? Bitches to get you something.
At the end of the day, that's more punishment than me acting up.
Oh, bro, see, that's even worse.
I'm just gonna be real calm.
He ain't coming home.
Y'all have a good night. Nice to meet you, sweetie.
Oh, no. Or what if he come home and you gone? Ooh, his chest. Come home and the house empty.
I've done that before. A guy came home from work and I was gone. Wasn't nothing left in the house but his clothes and his TV.
Damn.
I had to move the whole house.
Leave the ring there. Leave the cell phone there. Oh, everything. Guess who? He gonna call his mama. He gonna call his daddy. He gonna call up. I've told women that's what you do if you find out your man messing around. You don't say nothing. When he come home, you leave everything sitting there. A little note saying, you know what you did, I know what you did, and that's okay. I'm out. He will turn the world upside down trying to find you. And lead the kids there too. Lead them kids there. If you got kids, lead them there too, so he can figure that out.
Start finding them.
Bro, he what his chest, oh my god!
That nigga gonna load the car with them kids.
Man, he gonna call. I'm telling a man will tell on himself. He will hold himself accountable. He gonna call his mama, your mama, daddy, the church, the pastor. He gonna call everybody looking for you. Have you heard from her? Why you can't find her? Because that would have been me. I've been call him. Hey man, have you heard from? You heard from her? He like, no man, what's going on? Man, I slipped up, man. I slipped up, man. And I ain't crying so long, so that cry gonna be ugly. I ain't gonna even get them words out.
Looking like the little 9-year-old snot just coming out down his face like that. No, I mean I've been cheated on before, and I remember when I found out about it, and I asked him. I was like, "So you and her sleeping together?" Huh? What? Huh?
What? That mean yeah.
Right. And I just tell you and her sleeping together. Well, I'm so sorry.
Just broke.
I'm just sitting there just as calm.
Just broke.
And he will go into the I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna get out of character because you cheated. Number one, it's for two reasons. Number one, I don't believe most people can function in monogamy anyway. I just don't think it's natural for many people. I don't think it's natural at all. I think we've been socialized to think it is, and some people can gravitate to it better than others. So I ain't that pressed.
But the lie, like you've always said, is lying to you. That
it's the lie.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm a progressive woman. If you wanna, have your little thing on the side, let's just make sure you got a vasectomy and some condoms, and we good.
There's a conversation that goes with that. But like dude was saying, when the cop pulled him over, once that dude was like, "Hey man, I didn't know." He was like, "Don't worry, you ain't." And he did say that she created a Tinder profile, so I believe the cop knew. He probably had followed them, had them follow, pulled them over. Like he probably knew something. You know what I'm saying? Knew. But it's just, man, that level of restraint, I would applaud.
And he on his job too, man. You can't be acting up on them people's job because she cheating, but you still got bills, sir.
Yeah,
I figure it out.
I'd applaud any. I'd applaud any man that had that level of strength. Anyway, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that because I do got something serious for us to jump into now. Now we got something a little serious now. So did y'all listen to Killer Mike's album? I know you did, Frank. I listened to it. Did you listen to it, Chef? You listened to it?
I listened to some of
it. Yeah. It's good. It's to me, it's his best work. It's his best work based on the substance of it. Just the pure substance of it from front to back, side to side, just pure substance, man. And he's always had some substance, a little rapping, a little trapping, a little ratchet. But this one, man, I think it's an amazing piece of work. So he was talking about what led up to it, but he's also talking about some other principles that are a part of the album. So in this first particular video I'm going to share, he's kind of talking about politics a little bit here, and I think he's speaking more so on political participation and how he kind of feels about it. But I'm going to hit play on it, and I'm going to get y'all's thoughts on it, because when he closes this out, he makes a very valid point, and I want to know how y'all feel about it.
It's just time, the same way we want white folks to learn the whole truth about history in elementary school, it's time we start to admit some history, and that's true too. So when I look at politically like a controversial thing, like the NRA is controversial, the NRA sided with Reagan, the NRA helped enact gun laws against the Black Panthers. The NRA before that also helped Robert F. Williams start the first black gun chapter in North Carolina so he could defend himself. It's just a tool that we use. We done with the tool, the tool. Join the Bass Reeves Gun Club, join NAGA, but take your black outside and learn to shoot. And stop sitting in your goddamn house watching the news acting like you're scared. Men, take your ass on a fishing trip. Learn how to kill a piece of fish. And stop paying $99 for goddamn crab legs at Spondivis thinking that's fishing. So I don't have the luxury of making everybody happy all the time. But what I do know is I'm sincere in my intentions. If I can help, I'm going to be there to help. But your criticism means about as much to me as I told you on that song. It don't mean shit. I rap better than you. So you can talk on Twitter all you want to. I'm going to write a song about you, your mama, your punk neighborhood, your bad wig. And what you're not going to be able to do is out-rap me. So I can accept the criticism because Maynard Jackson had to accept the criticism. Andy Young had to accept the criticism. Keisha Lance Bottoms, Andres currently accept the criticism. If you only have seen black leadership in your life, you always know there's some rainy days gonna come with them sunny days. So I accept all the days, but I'm not gonna get up and lie. And I'm not gonna get up and sing and dance with white folks when it ain't paid to do a song. You seen me to sing and dance, I'm not gonna tell a lie to my people. I'm not gonna be up this motherfucker talking about, well, we need to do more gun buybacks. Because I don't truly believe that. Now, if you want me to pay higher taxes, I'll pay my extra 10 cents if it's going to education. I can't pay an extra 10 cents to buy a bomb. If you want me to simply give the government more money to increase more warfare, I'm going to turn into a conservative quicker than your ass. No. I'm going to turn more conservative than my wife. No. When I'm trying to buy an auto part. But if you start to pragmatically, black people, I'm talking to black people now, if we start to handle this by a case-by-case basis, we'll do a lot better. If we get off the internet and get in our rooms with 10 or 15 of our friends and have real conversations and stop focusing on who's going to win the presidential election. Who's your city council person? Okay. Right? Who's your county commissioner? Who's the judge that you voted for? Who's the prosecutor? And if you don't know this, you don't know not a goddamn thing. Because whatever money your little president sending down never gonna make it to you if that punk congressman don't do his job. Whatever money your president send down ain't gonna work if you ain't talk to the governor to say, hey, governor, when that goddamn money come, that shit ain't just going south of Macon. You better save some for north of Macon and Atlanta too. But you got to be politically sophisticated enough, and you don't have to go to Morehouse and take political education. Get your black in them neighborhood meetings like my grandmother did, bring your little beautiful black children and push the line. And we can disagree, but if I don't see you at the meeting, I don't give a fuck about nothing you saying. That's it.
Man, listen. The one thing I can say, I don't participate nearly as much as I do because I move so much. You know, I haven't put down roots anywhere. And so I can't wait to put down roots to stay in tune with the local, because I believe what he's saying on that local level, it's so important to be dialed in. It's so important to know what's going on. So important to know who you voted for. It's so important to be at those meetings. And like he said at that last part, if you ain't at the meetings, we're not finna have a conversation. I don't care what you're talking about. But even before that, the way he was talking about, you got to take things on a case-by-case basis. So my question is, do black people, are we as black people, the collective, are we too eager to play partisan politics as opposed to taking things case by case? Like he said, I'll be conservative if you come ask me for my money for a bomb. But I'm not conservative if you ask me for my tax dollars to go pay for education. You see what I'm saying? And he said case by case basis. Do we as a collective fall victim to, oh, that's a Democrat, I'm rocking with him, no matter what?
I think our generation is changing that, where a lot of us are really looking at the political climate and seeing that Democrats and Republicans are two sides of the same coin. One coin just has a picture and the other one has another picture. So I think that's changing. And the whole notion of a political party, I don't think is going to be a thing in the next 25, 30 years. I think we'll end up doing, by then, the electoral college will be gone and some other things, unless the
we'll be more ambiguous when it comes to what it'll get wired down. So you're thinking that it will evolve to the point where it's very specific. What are you talking about that I identify with? That's what I'm rolling with, regardless of your party affiliation.
Right. Because I mean, you got to look at what happened here in Georgia with, like, say, Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams was the party of choice, but because she was not lax, she was strict on gun reform. A lot of black men did not rock with her at all. So they went and voted Republican.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a lot of people that will go back and forth. I consider myself an independent. I'm a Democratic voting independent, but mostly because my values vibe mostly with Democrats. The only thing it doesn't is probably, like gun laws. And he was correct on that part. Like I'm a member of NAGA. Got my concealed permit and all of that. And I challenge most black people to do it just because, the whole stand your ground and all of these other little laws that are out here that are supposed to protect gun ownership don't necessarily apply to us. So we have to do a little bit extra by making sure we obtain proper licensure, even if we in an open carry state and all of that foolishness. But I definitely agree that a lot of the politicians that we have put into office, even those people who spoke to the issues we wanted, have not lived up to their to what they said they would. And a lot of people aren't going to hold them accountable because they're going to say, well, he's better than the other person. But is he though?
You know why I think they can't hold them accountable? Because I think it goes back to what Dr. Claude Anderson said. All you doing is voting them in. You ain't pay for them. You ain't fund them. You ain't fund them campaigns. You didn't put money in their pockets. You ain't the reason that they actually were successful. See, what people don't understand what power brokering is. Power brokering is when you funded that campaign. It's when you, because that's what puts them. See, the votes are what they need after all the money has been spent, after the work has been put in. When the black people are behind the blood, sweat of the campaign and then the money, that's when they get to say, hey, we're going to put you in office, but we need some. And a lot of people don't want to buy into that. They don't believe in that, but that's really how
that's
it
exactly
works.
What happened.
That's how it works. On every level, the top dog all the way down, they look at who funded that campaign.
If I don't know if people are watching Pearson, which is a show that spun off from Suits. It's on Peacock, and that's exactly what's happening. Yeah. Power broken between the mob in Chicago and the mayor in the show. And I remember talking to this guy, a very powerful man in East Point. And he said, young lady, I'm gonna explain something to you. Don't nobody in this city get voted if I don't say voted in if I don't say they can't.
Listen. We listen.
He determines who on city council.
Yeah.
He determines the mayor.
Yeah.
He's just a business owner.
Yeah. That's listen. People don't want to believe in that. They don't understand that at this point, since before the 80s, but once the mob, and I don't want to get into this ain't a conspiracy theory. Every documentaries have been covering this forever. People got to understand what was going to happen with the mob back in New York before the Gambino crime family finally got shut down. Paul Castellano was in position. I don't know if I remember all the details correctly, but he was trying to buy all into the construction of New York at the time. He wanted to own all of it because he knew if they owned all of that when it came to the politician and when it came to the businessmen, they would run everything. So again, that's the criminal side of it. But black people, we don't got to be criminal about it. We just got to fund who we want to take our agenda seriously. And then you turn up and vote.
Yep.
That's what it is. So, he didn't get that deep into the weeds of it, but, just as far as political participation goes, I like what he had to say as far as I'm not willing to have a conversation with you if you are not at those meetings, if you're not pushing the line, so to speak. I don't know where Frank went. Frank disappeared on us.
I'm here.
Yeah, that's how it
Oh,
all
there you go.
happens.
Oh, he there. Yeah, give me your take on it, Frank.
No, I cut my camera off. I'm wearing out too. That's why I cut my camera off.
Oh, did you see the part, or did you see the video? I played a Killer Mike.
Yeah, I watched the whole interview.
Oh, okay.
I watched it a couple of weeks ago. I'm pretty much just gonna parrot everything y'all said, man. As far as black people are concerned, we got to be that faceless man.
Yeah.
It's always that faceless man that's really calling the shots behind
That's
the
really the
scenes.
shaker and mover. Yep.
Yep.
Listen, I hate for y'all. Listen, I don't mean. Please don't get me banned. Don't get me canceled. But when black people and other people want to talk about the Jewish community, they don't have this.
You're not wrong.
They don't have this problem. Mm-mm.
At all.
Man, it's parts of this country that are incorporated or unincorporated. I might be mixing the terminology up, that you can't come and build. I was watching a documentary on Malibu, California, and it was like back in the 80s or at one point in time before. I don't know if it's changed. I'm pretty sure it has, but I don't know. Those people were so strong in that community that you could not come in there and build hotels and resorts. Now, it was full of millionaires from LA. All these people had money that were down there, but they were so strong in that community that developers could not get in and build and turn it into nothing until they were ready. Like that's real true power and political leverage and leveraging your money and your resources to the point where we say, "No, y'all can't get in on this." I'm gonna play his other part of the video before we close out. But there's another one, man, that I think that video was pretty good. I think this whole interview was pretty good. But I'm gonna play the next part.
I've been hunting this record for 20 years. I've been hunting, trying to make it, didn't know how. So it is a memoir and a testimonial in the sense that it is the culmination of the life of this 48-year-old man who had a dream as a 9-year-old kid, but he and the city have grown up together. And he's grown up in times that other people, that it broke them. You know, the crack era broke a lot of people in half. As a kid who came up in that era, you experiment with bullshit like dealing and stuff. As a man, you grow empathy and you start to feel really guilty for shit you did when you're 15, 16 years old. So when you hear Something for Junkies, that's a record that I couldn't have done 15, 20 years ago because I didn't know how to do the record.
You mentioned being able to go to sleep at night. And, you know, one of the sort of through lines of this record is really you unpacking your own feelings about selling dope. And you hear it on Down by Law, and you hear it on Something for the Junkies quite pointedly in a, you know, vignette that you tell about you and your aunt talking while she's smoking.
So when people hear about the cracker, I don't know how many people watch Snowfall or shit like that, but, you know, at 15 years old, 16 years old, the same guy who might have been teaching you in elementary or coaching you in the little leagues, he may have succumbed to addiction. The same man that you used to respect standing in front of the store that was washing cars, taking care of the store, he may have succumbed to addiction. And the people you look up to and admire and respect, men and women, would be in turn asking you for drugs. And that's a very confusing thing to put on a child because it puts a child in a leadership role. And children do childish. They make fun of you, they abuse you, and then you see the community doing this to people. You see the community where they would have to pay $100 to get their windows washed in the whole business. Now they're paying somebody who's addicted $20. And you start to understand the mentality, and I know not a lot of black people haven't thought of this, you start to have a slave master's mentality. You start to look at people as though they're beneath you. You start to use people as simply as tools and not appreciate their humanity. And I'll never forget my mom and my mama, pretty friends, man. Light-skinned as she could be, man. All the dope boys wanted her. And she came to me, she came to buy something, man. I think I was scoffed. I think it made like $10,000 on a weekend. Oh, but I was like, I went and bought all music equipment too. I ain't buy no car. I ain't do none of the shit that I wanted to do. I knew I was gonna be a musician. She came to me and it was like, I'm sitting on the car that came out to count up money, I'm sitting on the cutlass and shit. And she said, what you got? I said, you know, it's good. And she said, she hit it and spit. And that's when you know your dope ain't good. And she said, man, all y'all got the same shit. So now imagine you feel like the man, this grown woman who know your mama, now you start to feel smaller and smaller. She said, y'all, you think I come to you because you got the best? She said, I used to fuck all the niggas y'all get your dope from. I could get dope from them. I just don't want to lay down with them. And now by the time she finished saying that, I felt like a little boy again. She had put me back in my place. She said, you know why we shop with you? And I looked, she said, I'm at this one I'm just dumbfounded. She said, because you treat us like human beings. And never stop doing that, and you will always have a good customer base. Don't get like these others. And so when people say, Michael, you humble, it comes out of those humbling moments. I'm no more special in that, but I know I'm special, and that's intact. So if I'm humble, it don't mean I don't know I'm the shit. I just understand that humility is a road that's best traveled for a great man doing great things, going great places. When she put me in my place, all the drug dealer fantasies left. Now, as a practicality, if I still needed some prom shoes, I was gonna go out and right? But I never imagined again that somehow I was gonna be a black Scarface. I never imagined again that this was gonna be my ticket out. I understood that I'm here for the purpose of trapping and buying music equipment. We had to buy the ASR 10, we had to buy that SP, we had to buy that MPC. I understood I got put in my place, and I'm so thankful to this day for her for that, because she didn't let a little boy get man imagination and think he was more than he was. And in that humbling and understanding that because you treat people like human beings, it'll get you further, I've never unlearned that lesson. I try my best to treat the person parking my car as good as I treat the chef who comes out to say hello.
So one of my questions is, how do we maintain, or my main question is, how do we maintain humility as we succeed from the worst case type shit, like you survived the crack era, like he said, you come up in, you're a dope boy. How do you maintain humility? Or is that something that just has to be taught? Because he's right, man. I mean, when you think about it, the way conversations go and the way we talk, you know, people did look down on Jays as if they were the lower level of humanity. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, they don't matter. They ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know I have. I'm pretty sure you have, Frank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, that's just them Jays, man. But where he crystallized it for me was saying when he treats the server just like he does the person that comes out and introduce him, you know, the chef. And I remember, you know, over my years of being in the service, as I've worked in a lot of federal buildings, you know, we deal with, you in the military, you deal with some high ranked people. I've been among some high ranked people, and I will see a lot of people get up and excited and, oh my God, this is such and such, you know, this is Captain this is Admiral this and whatnot. And I know I understand the respect, but I also wanted to treat that old man that came in that office that dumped out our trash cans with a certain level of dignity too. So when I see him, when I see that man in the hallway, how you doing, sir? I refer that, first of all, that's more than likely my elder. But even if it wasn't my elder, you know what I'm saying? I'm greeting them, I'm speaking to them, I make eye contact with them. And so, you know, as we succeed, you know, what I took from that is, you know, as we succeed, no matter what walk of life we come from, man, you still got to maintain a level of humility.
Yeah. I do the same I do the same thing to the lady in our office that cleaned. And black lady. And I asked my team lead, does the office ever get together and do something for her? Because she does around the office what none of us want to do. And it's evident that none of us want to do it because if she don't do it, it doesn't get done. Tissue and paper towels on the floor in the bathroom. Sometimes I pick it up on my way out because it's unfair to her. It's like you're just throwing it out there for her to pick it up. But as far as maintaining our, you know, humility, is to always stay in touch with your humanity. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what level you think this person is on, be it financial, or social, we're still human. That person bleeds just like you do. Breathe the same oxygen that you breathe. Both of y'all require the same thing out of the same necessities to live.
Right.
So no, you're not better than that person. You might be in a better position than that person socially, but you're not a better human than that person because you still require the same thing to live that that person does. I think people get beside themselves and forget that they're human. Like you're dust. You know what I'm saying? You're dirt. When you die, you're gonna return back to the dust from which you were made.
Yup.
So that's how I think we can maintain our humility no matter how high we elevate. It's always stay in contact with your humility. I mean your humanity. And last thing I want to say, it's not a front what Killer Mike is saying. I met him back before he blew up, but he was on the record with Outkast.
Yeah.
It was before he put out his solo album. But it was like in between that time, he debuted with Outkast and put out his solo record. He used to rent cars from Taiwan at the airport because she worked the counter. And I used to pick her up at night when she got off. So I picked her up one night and he was there and he was having issues at the counter. So he came out and he saw her on the passenger side. First, I recognized him, but the first thing he did was says, "Hey, what's up, man? Excuse me. Can I talk to her? Can I ask her something real quick?" Now, this dude is what, 8 years older than me? And was somewhat, he had a name. He was known. But he still recognized the fact that I was there and he didn't look through me to talk to my late wife. You know what I'm saying? So that's a level, and I've always respected him as a person from that day on. So I respect him as a person first and appreciate his artistry as a rapper.
And his activism as of today.
Yeah,
activism.
So
let me tell you something. Go ahead. Go finish.
Just no, I just want to say that what he's talking about, he does live it, and he ain't talking just to be talking or to prop himself up. That's how he really is, because I've seen it. But yeah, I just want to include it.
Well, let me say this before Sheffy talk. So this is my first time. I don't know this here joker right here that's supposed to be my friend. I done known him for a whole long time. I ain't never heard that story right there.
I told you before.
I ain't never heard that story.
I have told you.
So essentially, you friends with Killer Kill, and you expect me not to go make new friends in DC? Boy, you got some goddamn nerve. Boy, you got some nerve.
Y'all horrible.
Where that book? See,
y'all horrible.
I'm taking that book back that I got signed by that guy. I'm taking it back. You can get no book.
You still ain't mailed it.
No, I ain't mailed it now. I damn sure ain't mailed it now. Go get me an autograph from Killer Mike, and then maybe we can talk. Then maybe we can have a conversation. No, real talk, man. Man, when you listen to Killer Mike talk, bro, it is literally like it is way too similar to. He speaks more about his elders than himself. When you really get him to talking, man, it's like, man, when people try to give me any credit for anything, really, I fall way back. I'm like, yo. It's Robert Hill, It's Manuel Hill the first. It's Betty Lee Clark, my mom. It's my aunt. It's all these other people. I'm way down the totem pole, way down, because it's all them people that put in a whole lot of work. So the culmination of anything good is them. The bad stuff, the mess, I created most of that on my own. So most of the bullshit y'all see, that you, because I'll tell you what's odd, and Frank will tell you this. You can go look through my father's side, and you look at all the men. There's only one dude with tattoos and piercings. One. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the mess, and I don't consider that mess, but you can just see I'm a little bit of the black sheep. So the quality stuff I get from them, the wisdom I get from them, the all the virtue, man, that stuff comes from them. And so when I hear Killer Mike speak, man, he talks about his grandfather, his grandmama, his auntie, his cousins, his mom. That's all he refers to. All that stuff came from them, man, and it's really appreciated. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stop referring to him as the rapper at a certain point, and he's just gonna be the activist that just so happens to rap. That's where I'm gonna go with it for going forward. He's the activist that just so happens to rap. He's no longer the rapper for me that so happens to be an activist. And we've been rocking with Killer Mike's music from way back. Like, I mean, first album we was on it. You know what I'm saying? So, Chef, give me your take on that. Again, that humility that you maintain through success. Last thing I would add, I'm gonna let you speak on it. My thoughts on that is, I know sometimes us people, us regular people, when I say regular, those people that are not in the top 1% financially, when we see Will Smith, people saw Will Smith on camera crying or upset. First thing they said, man, what are you crying about? Man, you got all that money. Can't nothing be wrong. Bro, man, let me tell you, man. I don't know what it's like to be a multimillionaire or have money to the point where it's not an object. But I know what it's like now at a certain point in my life to where $200 ain't nothing. Because I remember the point in my life where $200 was big money. I looked forward to having, like, boy, if I can just get my hand on 200, I'm going to be straight for a stretch. You know what I'm saying? There gets to a point where no matter what the money is, you still feel how you feel when something happens. Heartbreak is the same. I would always tell people that a death in the family or the loss of your health will set everybody on the same level. The billionaire person that's going to lose a child or has a child that's on a donor list that can't get a donor feels just as bad as the person that's in the slums who's about to lose a child that ain't on the donor list. It's the same shit. It's the same heartbreak. That billionaire would switch places with you in the slums if they could have their child live. So that humanity, we got to maintain it. I know on this damn platform, boy, empathy ain't something that I just breathe. I can tell you now, I'm working on it. My old lady, she's working on me on it, boy. Y'all, hey, listen. Hey, that's a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, go ahead, Chef. You close us out with humility and how to maintain humility as you succeed or as we succeed.
So I don't think humility is something you learn. I think it's something you have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's why you see that certain people who you thought were humble, when they get some money, suddenly, they have their nose in the air. I'd say Kanye is probably one of these people.
Mm-hmm.
You are who you are when you don't have nothing is likely going to be the same person you're going to be when you get something. Meaning, it just has to be in you, I think. Killer Mike had certain things instilled in him. There are certain behaviors he learned, but as a person, that's just who he is. He's just a respectful dude. And he approaches things with a certain level of decorum, that because that's in him and that's what he's learned. But for those folks who, they get a little change and sudden people like, well, suddenly they off the chain. No, they was off the chain the whole time. They just didn't have the funding to be publicly off the chain.
You go. That's the word there you go. Because when you said that, I'm so glad I did not interrupt you to even try to make the point. You're right.
You know I'm gonna get
that. Now every people already knew it, but now that you got some change, everybody know it. They're like, no, he ain't changed. That's who he was.
Like when people talk to me, they be like, Sheffy, you still as crazy as you was in high school. Y'all thought I was gonna change because I got older? No, this just me. I'm a little calm. I ain't gonna fight nobody as much. But you know, if I'm gonna say, I'll say it what I said, and I do what I do. If I put my mind to something, I'm gonna do it. It's no different when I was running 4-5 organizations in my junior senior year in high school. I'm the same person. I'm gonna still do the work. I'm gonna still try to help people. Yeah, I'm gonna do something to draw a little attention. I'm a Leo. It is what it is. But at the same time, I'm not doing it in a way to like be braggadocious or anything like that. It's literally I'm showing people where I came from and where I ended up. So you can do that too. How can I help? And I think that kind of thing just has to be in you. It's just not something you can teach.
Do you think life? So okay, wait. Do you think life can teach humility?
No, I think life can teach you struggle to the point where you start considering maybe I should change some things up. And in changing things up, you may learn some humility in the process. I don't think life natively teaches you that, because you got people who struggle all the time and they gonna sit there and be like, the devil working on me. No, baby, that's you. You're the problem. It's you.
Now, okay, so
because you got people that just run from accountability. You can't run from accountability and have humility. It's impossible. Because to be humble, you have to also be, number one, responsible and accountable. If you can't do those two things, you're not humble. You're just saying stuff that you think people will believe, but at the end of the day, you don't believe anything coming out of your mouth.
Now, do you think so my question to both of y'all, do you think a person with humility can, because we're human, we're flawed. Do you think a person with humility can have moments in their life where they get beside themselves? They start smelling themselves just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Especially money, because when you've never had, especially if you get money fast, I think if you get money slow, it's different because you got to work, grind. But if you have a meteoric rise for any reason, even if your meteoric rise is based on work, if you instantly go from zero to hero, it's easy. It's just like when it's like money burning a hole in your pocket. Money has burned a hole in all our pockets. I don't give a damn who you been. The first time you get a check that you get a check with some zeros at the end of it that you ain't never seen, you know good well you need to put that money. Listen, the first time a person file taxes and they got to earn income credit and they see something that's going to be 7,000, 8,000, and they've never seen 800, but they find out they finna get 7,000 and some change. That pocket, you know good and well, all your life you said, man, if I ever get some money, I'm gonna put it to the side, I'm gonna do this. But that 8,000,
I never told that.
I have. You see that 8,000, you like, hey, shit. Well, shit. I did.
I'm about to go buy something I don't need.
I did. You know, some shoes would look nice. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We can get some new. Look at him. That new TV would look nice. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying. So you get a little beside yourself. You kind of, let me take my old lady out to this. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go do this. And the next thing you know, a couple months go by. Shit. Shit. I should have kept some of the 8,000, boy. That shit look good right now. I could have made that stretch. So I do think even the most humble person can have a moment and get beside himself. Go ahead, hey, go ahead. Listen, Pastor Sam, go ahead and speak on it, man. You got a testimony right there.
Man, I had to check myself before when I started coming up more than I had before financially. And I told Kira about this too. I started looking at it sideways like, I don't think you're doing enough. And
look at you.
So, but I was like, hold up. So I was comparing my job to what she was doing in the house, whatever. So I'm just like, man, you can be doing more than that. Cause I'm doing this, I'm doing that, yada yada yada. And thank God that I caught myself and realized how stupid I sounded before I opened my mouth and said something to her. And so when I came to the realization that I was internally an asshole and had to correct that, I talked to her and told her about it. And she was incredibly graceful about it because she didn't have to check me.
Accountability.
But man, if I sat back out, if I stepped outside of myself and looked at myself, like, nigga, who is you? Do you remember where you were at before you got here?
Yeah.
And just as the same as I had made it come up, I could have just as easily or faster fallen off.
Yeah. Man, they say the average they say the average person in the United States doesn't have $400 in savings. And me and my wife, we have a goal. Our goal is to be well above that average. And I don't want to talk about what we got, but I'm just saying. But I remember I didn't pay attention to that statistic until after I'd run into some things that happened. And I was like, oh shit. All my money is tied up somewhere that I can't get instant access to it. See, because I was smart. I had money that was invested here. This is an IRA. This is this. It's over here and this. It's over here and this. But I totally did the financial error in, oh, wait. Hold on, wait. So you got to make sure your debt is cleared. Then you got to make sure your savings is built. Then you start, or you save and invest after debt is cleared. I had debt. I had investments, and I'm taking care of debt, but I had no savings. So what happens by default is when you ain't got no savings, but you got investments, and then you got debt, and something happens, you got to go into investment and say, let me get some of that, and pay penalties.
Yep.
And then that creates more debt. And then your debt gets stagnant, so it sits up. You can't get that down because you didn't have the. And I'm like, man, what if another and the other situation that humbled me? That was my own error humbling me. And then what humbled me, was me and my ex separated, and I got my first apartment after me and her, after I moved out. My daughters, they came into the house and they just said, they came in my new apartment and they told me this looked like a little Lego house. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm still paying for where they actually live. They just coming to visit me in my 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, living room, kitchen, that little raggedy place, man. And I was like, yo, it just set me down because, man, you was feeling yourself. You thought you had made it. To a degree, you thought you had arrived somewhere. And it's like, man, you still got work to do. And you just be very careful. I mean, I had a car, had rims, but I'm like, yo, that shit don't mean shit. It really don't. You know what I'm saying? And I never mistreated people in all that time, but it's not about mistreating people. Sometimes it's just how you feel in a moment. Like you feel that you're above, you feel like you own a level to where you can now start judging and preaching. And I think we can all get there. It's very easy to get there. I mean, married people do it all the time. Single, you quiet.
Only people I feel like I'm better than is people who put sugar on their grits.
Oh, you know what? See, you know what? Let me tell you the best person, the person that does it all. See, I can go with sugar and a whole heap of butter, which is just gonna kill you, or I can go with cheese and the sausage and the. I can go either way with my grits. It's weird.
You doing sugar? Them that's oatmeal, cream of wheat.
No, and see that's what it is. That's what it comes from. Cause see, we didn't eat grits when I grew up in Texas. We had oatmeal, cream of wheat, that other stuff. So I was like, hey man, I need some sugar to go with it.
In Texas?
Yeah, not with, in
thing.
Austin, Texas. You did not eat grits in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we did. In the 80s, going to that, that's not what we did. The first time I found out what a grit was, I moved to Atlanta and they would take grits. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Give me cream of wheat. Well, I don't know what y'all on. However, what as I got older, I was like, well, the grits is different. So let me do something different. Okay, let me put the sugar to the side. Let me see what they got. See some black pepper over there. Why they put pepper in it? See some sauce. Okay. Well, they put throw cheese in it. Well, I like cheese. Shit. Well, that ain't gonna hurt nothing. And I saw them crumbling. Then putting some sausage crumble in it. Well, hell, shit. I like my sausage crumbles and shit. Crumble up some bacon. Wait, hold on. That's a whole. What is that? What is that bowl of goodness over there? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
you can't put no sugar.
Salmon
you can't put no sugar. And you don't put no sugar in no bacon. You don't put no sugar. You don't.
Well, you got the maple bacon.
But it's a little different.
It's still different.
You want the salt and the butter and the cheese. You know what I'm saying? I don't disrespect, cheese and So I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? So I can go both ways with it. So I don't say which is which, but I get
both ways.
If I got a choice though of which one I want more, I definitely want the gourmet. Give me some green onions, a little bit of sausage crumble, some black pepper. Little jalapenos and them little grits there, set them off there. Yeah, boy, that changed my life right there. That changed my life a few times.
But let's get back to what you said. You said you go both ways though.
Oh, something happened to my sound just that quick. What the hell y'all did?
I said you said you go both ways.
Oh, not that. No. Well, god damn it. No, pause. With grit, sugar. You see, you know what? You got to be careful because that's how stuff get taken out of context, and then something go viral, and then I'm gonna hit with a Purple Rain show talking about going both ways, and they'll figure it out. we ain't finna do Prince like that on this platform, though. That's what we're not finna do.
Wow.
But yeah, maintaining that humility, man. I hope that I always do. What Killer Mike said, man, that I thought was also powerful in that was he was like, man, learn to fish. Like, learn to kill it. Do you know how many? And I don't, again, I need to be humble in this moment. I ain't fished in a long time, but I can fish. Yeah. And then there's a lot of men that don't know how to fish. There's a lot of men that are not finna go cut that thing down the middle and snatch that thing from his mouth and pull them guts out and feel comfortable doing it. There's a lot of men that ain't even stick no worm on no hook. Look at Frank. Frank's in there like, he's too light skinned for that. He ain't gonna do that.
If it's between that and dying, yeah, I would. I ain't gonna do it for fun though.
See, there you go. See, at least
it's actually very therapeutic.
It is, man. It is. I need to go fishing again. It is, man. It is something about fishing. Something about fishing, bro. If the weather is just, man, I'm talking about.
Take you fly fishing, Frank.
Oh hell no, that's too much work. No, that'll kill him. That. But no, but for real, when the temperature's right outside, there's something about fishing, like the perfect temperature. You get outside because it ain't too hot. You ain't got too many mosquitoes. You know what I'm saying? You can just sit and chill with running water. And if you catch something, and then you get to go home and cook that bad boy, a day's worth of work. You got your food, man, bro. It's something to it. It's been a minute since I did it. So I got to find a place around here to do it and actually get it in again.
Yeah, I ain't fished in.
It's been a
last time I fished was with my ex in Chicago.
I might have been about 15. Fishing. I might have been about 15, 16 last time. It's been a long time. I mean, I still got my knife, my gut knife. I still got a lot of stuff to do it with. I need to buy some new rods and poles and whatnot, but you can rent them if you need to. But yeah, man, like you said, man, y'all dudes need to know how to go ahead and go fish. Can you fish? Can you go catch some food?
Before we even get to fishing, I need dudes to know how to change tires. Let's start there.
No, they got AAA. They don't need that. They said they got AAA. They said
I'm telling you, a dude tell me that foolishness. Talking about I ain't changed no tire. I got AAA. Red flag. I'm out.
Yeah. Bro, listen.
Because why do that? When you gonna sit there an hour and a half waiting on AAA where you could change the tire in 15 minutes?
I'll tell a man right
What
now,
if
if your woman sitting next to you and you gotta call AAA, eventually she gonna either leave you or cheat on you. Just real talk, bro.
I'm out.
She's gonna leave you or cheat. So because there's a better man around the corner. That's really what that means. If you finna call AAA, there's a better man right around the corner.
Nigga ain't showing himself to be resourceful, man.
Yeah,
man. Tires, gas. You can walk to the gas station and get some gas. I walk with you, sir. I crack you some jokes while we walking.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. But we got to sit in a car for a tire change.
Mm-hmm.
Who raised you? So I can call them and tell them they raised up.
He gonna say I pay for AAA, so hey, I pay for it. I'm getting the benefit from it.
And then who actually pays for AAA? That should come with your insurance,
or pay for whatever it is. You know, like listen, the only way I'm calling AAA is if I can't get this car moving.
Right.
That's the only way. If I can't get it moving, can't
like
get it going,
engine trouble, brakes.
Yeah.
But a tire.
Yeah.
Because if we sitting there, I'm gonna get out and change it myself. And I'm gonna really be disrespectful.
Don't do that. That's embarrassing. No.
These days, these niggas out here these days will probably think, she paying her dues. She contributing.
Real women do real shit.
Now my ex, I did teach him how to change a tire, but that's because he lived in a major city. They didn't have cars.
Oh.
So
I was gonna say that's why he an ex. That's why he got to be an ex.
No, no. It literally because he had took the train and subway everywhere. He didn't need a car.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it was like, okay, that's understandable that you don't know how to change a tire.
Shit.
And once I taught him, that man ain't never let me touch a car ever since after that.
Man, I knew how to swap out an alternator before I knew how to drive. Like my dad,
right?
Man,
I can stop on an alternator. I can do brakes and a starter. I can't do much more than that, but I can do them.
So I want to be honest. The things that I can do, there's a cap on the year of the vehicles that I can mess with. I want to say it stops around maybe 2010, 2015, depending on the make and model and how much you got going on, because there's so much electronics interwoven. I won't touch. There's certain things on my wife's car I won't touch because it's so electronically, like you got to disengage things before you can pull things apart. So these days it's going to get the mechanic book. If the cars were like they were back in books. Yeah, man, you had to have a mechanic book, boy. If you had if you had a Cutlass, all you needed is a book that has from 79 to 87, and you was good. That 8-year book, that book,
the mechanic book and the plumbing book.
Yeah, that's it. You were good.
I ain't had nothing in the books. I just had me a shade tree mechanic.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, it wasn't a shade tree mechanic. Say what it was. Killer Mike gonna tell you about it. What kind of mechanic you had running around there?
He was a J, but he was a shade tree, man. Nigga, and he was always on the spot too. Just run up the street, hey, check. He come walking down the street, look up under it, and just figure it out and fix it right there in the driveway.
What was his name? What was his name?
Chick.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
You remember Chick?
Yeah. The names. The names.
Funny. It's funny, like how I know about cars. My grandmother used to make me go out there when the shade tree mechanic would come to fix the car.
Oh, and just watch.
She's like, watch, ask questions. So I would see, where certain belts go. I see how he would turn the rotor when he would put the brakes on. I saw how he would rebuild the calipers, all of that. And I was just standing there and watch. And I asked him, "What are you doing that for?" "Oh, okay." And he would answer, I'm just a curious little girl. He wasn't no dirty old man or nothing. He was just, really just vibing with a child.
I'm a dirty old man. Oh, not when it comes to little girls. Okay, never mind.
You just be
that was the worst.
That was horrible timing. God damn it! It's time to go to bed. It's time to go to bed. God damn it! That was bad.
With boobs.
I'm just like I'm just like the dude that just like the dudes on the dates that just ruin it. When you ask them on a date, you just
Yes.
start talking too much.
Like, never mind, sir. Like, I don't even want to talk no more. Good night.
Goddamn. Oh, anyway, we
got
got
a heartwarming story of a little girl.
I know, and I'm like, I'm a dirty old man. It's like, oh, damn it.
Man, you go ahead and cut the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Just let it turn off.
Yeah, man. Let me go see this old.
Let it fade out.
Let me go see this old lady in here still awake. You see if she's still awake. You know what I'm saying? Just be a dirty old man.
Dirty old man to her.
Yeah, I'm asleep. I'm tired. Get off of me. I'm sleeping.
I'm going to finish slow roasting.
It's too hot. Yeah, it's too hot in your house. Y'all gotta sleep. Y'all not gonna touch. Y'all gonna sleep in the bed just like this tonight.
Hell no. You stay over there. I'm gonna stay over here because I'm usually up under her. Well, last night, man,
you usually
I was hanging off the bed.
You usually the little spoon, ain't you? You ought to be a goddamn shame of yourself. You the little spoon.
No,
ain't you?
but
yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
No, but
he be.
I don't mind it every now and then.
Oh shit! God damn.
Y'all little spoon Negroes.
I get offended. Don't wrap up me. Don't wrap me up. Don't wrap me up. You gotta come scoot up under.
Man, you try it one time.
No, I'm grown as hell, man. Because women do.
Try it one time, man.
No, that's when women get rude. Do that little, that little hunching up. Hey, look, I'm behind me, and you hum. Anyway, man, y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all showing up. Chef, you go get to that little baby over there. Frank, man, hope you survive the heat tonight. And
man, I hope so.
I'm gonna go get me something to eat. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right.
Just set your alarm to 7 o'clock, man, and shoot me a text to see if I don't respond, man. Hey, that heat done got me.
Heat stroke.
Ain't got me, man.
Man, just go to your hotel and be done with it.
Right. All right, y'all. Good night.